everybody, and welcome to Atrocity Press Live.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're not on Facebook right now.
Why, did we get banned for something again?
No, something's wrong with Facebook and their stupid thing, and I don't know how to make it work. Let me bring in Phil, the technical genius. Phil.
What's up?
Now, what do I got to do with this Facebook thing?
Well, doesn't it just have a pop-up in StreamYard? StreamYard says StreamYard has lost access to Facebook account. Don't worry, we've got you covered. Click here to reconnect.
It says I'm live.
Okay, well, maybe that's a funky message then.
View on Facebook.
What's up, Johnny?
How are you,
says
sir?
We're live.
Doing
says
good.
We're live.
Okay,
nice.
Cool.
All right, let's see if I can catch Fernando here. All right, there's Pete.
PDP.
What's up, Dick? Congratulations on the day, gentlemen. Johnny, how you been?
Thank you.
Doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm barely slightly recovered from New York Comic Con.
I can imagine. I'm quite jealous.
I'm slightly, legitimately, I got home Monday. I drove home, loaded up all my stuff back into the house, unloaded most of it. While I was doing that, the Chinese food arrived. I stuffed, my sister says I stuffed my face, and then it was Tuesday. So, yeah, that was weird, but it was
Where
good.
did the days go?
No, I know exactly where it went, and I'm glad that's where it went.
Yeah.
And
no,
then,
I understand. I'm doing our local Kansas City Renaissance Festival on the weekends, and this weekend it was open for Columbus Day, so it's like 3 freaking days of that. It was a nightmare.
I'm sure Sunday was a party too, because nobody had to work Monday.
Oh, it was awesome. We had a great time.
See, it's weird, and maybe because you go to a lot of shows and you're like you got to shop and everything. Normally Saturday at New York Comic, it's still the busiest day. It's still the most people.
Right.
It's still the most you can't move. But the last 2 years, and last year we thought it was a COVID thing. Sales wise, it was a lot of people walking around and going to panels or whatever spotlight, whatever they went to go see. Sales dipped a little bit, which was weird. But I don't know if we lost both of them or, but Thursday and Friday was just massive.
Right.
Like massive. And then Saturday was like, where is everybody? And then Sunday, because it was Columbus Day, Sunday was just as busy as Friday and Thursday.
I got to tell you, most of the cons that we've been going to, our Sundays have been really good and better, and almost better than our Saturdays.
Yes.
And for me, I think from a business standpoint, a lot of it is more of the situation of people look around on Saturday, they have fun, and and that way they get to see everything. And by Sunday, they decided, hey, where am I going to drop my cash?
Right.
And that's where they're going to start buying everything. And
I'm going to tell you, Saturday, New York Comic Con, like it's just tough to get around. It's tough in general.
No.
You need if you only get a 1-day ticket, which happens, I understand. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not telling anybody not to do that or anything like that, of course. But if you get a 1-day badge, you're not going to see everything. You're just not. You can spend all that entire day in Artist Alley and not see all the artists.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, the place is just deep, and it was really deep this year. There was so many good things. Like I'm glad we had an intern. We call him executive assistant now. That he runs around and does all that stuff for us. Thank God. There was at one point Friday, both of us, because my partner had his girlfriend and we had somebody, and then she had left the table to go do something, which is cool. So it was just me and him. And show started, 9:00 the VIPs come in, so you have that extra hour. So at one point we looked at each other. He goes, "Bro, is it crazy?" He's like, "Yeah, it's crazy." He's like, "It's got to be like 3-4 o'clock though. We're gonna eat soon." I was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." And then we turned around and it was 11:30. So Einstein was right. Time is completely relative.
All right,
okay,
so
Max, I found your issue.
Yeah, what's up?
With the streaming, it's set up for Atrocity Press Comics, but you have Atrocity Press also. That's the one that's not linked to.
Oh, okay.
So there
I've
you go.
only got 2 places I can stream to anyway, so it goes to Atrocity Press Comics, and it's in the Atrocity Press, the Atrocity Press YouTube channel.
Okay.
So, on the panel tonight, we've got me, myself. I am co-owner of Atrocity Press. Below me is Johnny Reed, also the other co-owner of Atrocity Press. We were supposed to have Ferenc Court here, so he might be showing up sometime soon.
Oh, that'd
He's
be
going
cool.
to be doing some drawing or some coloring. The dead circle in between the middle there, that's Phil.
Oh, that's right. You can't add your avatar because you're on. That's
There you
right.
are.
There you go. There you go.
Then we got a Doctor Who covered there. That's Pete.
There you go. That's better.
There you go, a little Mary Machine Gun. That's better.
There you go. That's a little
Then
better.
on the very bottom there, we've got the Bitcoin assassin himself, Sam Clinton.
What's up,
Did
y'all?
Nice.
you get a haircut, hippie?
You cut your hair?
No, I just pulled it back.
Oh, he's ponytailed. Okay.
Went all
I thought he-
samurai on us.
I thought he cut his hair, quitter.
I'm like, no, you can't do that. There's 3 of us. So we got to keep the balance.
I have beard, but nothing on the nothing north.
Since you
of
got
that.
Pete, Max, and Larry all with the shorter hair.
I have none, so I'm
Well.
out of that equation. I haven't had any hair in.
No, in all
Yeah,
fairness,
26
though,
years.
I've gone from high and tight to this over the last year or so.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I have seen Sam's hair grow, but seeing that it is a little
You know you're really high when you're watching my hair grow.
Yeah.
See, I like it when Sam has more of the John Wick hair going, man.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. That's for sure. We've got 3 minutes until I'm going to launch this. I'm going to launch it at 7:15 p.m.
Sick.
Nice.
Do you have a link?
I have the link
Notify.
for
Yeah.
notification link.
Yeah. Because I don't have that at all.
Mhm.
I'm terrible.
Once it goes live, I'll have more linkage for everybody to pass around.
Sweet.
Links. I'm gonna talk.
So-
I'm sorry.
How was the shop today, Johnny? Was it busy?
It was a good day. Yeah, I got a lot of work done.
Johnny, how are those Sonoma titles selling for you, man?
The what?
How are the Sonoma titles selling for you?
Oh, I haven't even put them out yet.
Dude, you've had them like 2 weeks.
No, I'm just messing with you. No, they're doing good. They're doing good.
Cool. I got
You
something.
know me. I got to be my normal smart ass self tonight.
I got something you're not gonna be able to put on the shelf. You're gonna have to put behind the counter.
What's that could get you arrested in like 13 states, sir.
I know. I'm not selling to those 13 states in one territory.
Right.
I
What
can-
you got?
I got Tibian, time traveling psychedelic mushrooms. I've got a meeting tomorrow with the interior artist. We're gonna schedule a production.
Nice.
Yep, cover's done. It's
More
What's the
stuff for
good
me to
one?
put in the shop. Nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
might
actually, it's
send-
pretty cool. This has been a good week. I almost doubled my Warhammer presence in the store,
Wow.
and I started carrying a whole bunch of D&D books. I'm going to start expanding to D&D, and next month I'm going to expand to the Star Wars Legion game.
Cool.
Start carrying that as well.
So
Very
you got a lot of tabletop going on by you.
I got a lot of Warhammer's crazy. It's funny when I originally opened up the shop, I was like, I'm going to do a lot of comics and a lot of action figures, and I'm like, okay, I guess the world had better ideas because I'm selling a crap load of that gaming.
It's amazing to me too because I actually checked out some at the con before they walking in. It's not inexpensive.
No, it's not.
It's like, but the
Oh,
You
people
look
are
at-
dropping wads
Yeah.
of money on this thing. It's insane.
and you look at the pieces and they're gorgeous, like just even
yeah.
unpainted. Even unpainted, they're spectacular. But then when some of these guys get in there, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, here
when
you
they
go.
paint
Here you go. My very first one. I finally painted myself this week. Well, last week. I even went down the rabbit hole myself and bought a pack.
Look at you.
See, so you go out and you buy those, and you got to spend $100 on a pack, and then you got to put them together, and then you got to paint them. And I'm like, I'll screw it all up.
But you
All
did
right,
a lot
it
of them,
is-
Mac.
It is, yeah, it is 7:15, so I'm
Here we
ready to
go.
launch.
Sick.
Drum
Launch
roll.
project. Bang.
Bang, a year in the making.
Woohoo!
I'm beyond stoked for today. I've been counting down the days.
That's exciting.
Here we
Boom.
go.
Put the stamp on it. The stamp of the devil approval right there.
There's that right there. We'll put this in the comments.
Now let's get fun to this first hour, guys.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
1 second,
Freaking
guys.
sweet.
All right, project is live. So let's take a look at us here. So we're bringing you back up to speed. The classic monsters of old have risen to combat the most dangerous monsters of all, humans, in their new mission to save 3 beautiful girls from the horrors of human traffickers. Will they be able to save them in time before they are lost forever? Human Hunters is a saga of redemption, which chronicles the adventures of our monsters/heroes as they embrace the modern world and strive to find their place in it. In their last mission, the Human Hunters were hired to return a priceless vase stolen during World War II to the rightful family. Radul and his Human Hunters, JC, Victor, Dr. Montclair, Christine, Cleo, and Freya, have been tasked by the girls' fathers to not only find the 3 missing girls, but to seek vengeance upon the ones who are responsible.
Dun dun dun.
Speaking
Human
of
Hunters
vengeance,
2, yeah.
Yeah.
refresh.
Refresh nice.
Did you get the first one? Yep,
I-
there it is.
There it is.
Record number 1.
Nice.
Nothing
You
is
want me to read the
stopping
rest?
me. From
You want me to read the rest here?
Nothing stopped
Yeah,
me
go-
from a Mario
Go
Bennett.
ahead.
Yeah, we got Human Hunters. Issue 2 is a 28-page epic filled with intense action, drama, romance, and horror. Art is provided by Mateus Durante. I never can pronounce his
Duarte.
name.
Okay.
Duarte.
Mhm.
Neo Tokyo, The Truth is a Virus. Inkings by Fran Cord, Ninja Bimbos from Deep Space. Flat Colors by Carol Cord, Mary Machine Gun. Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space. Colors by Adam Ramis. Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space. Written by me and Max DeVille himself, the master. And
Woo!
lettering by the epic SK, the
guy's-
Australian nightmare himself.
That guy's on point.
Oh, dude, I've been chatting with him the last 3 days. It's crazy because here we are launching issue 2, and he's lettering, was it issue 4 now?
Yep.
So yeah, it will not be another year for us to get another one out.
No, we're
Okay.
looking at February.
February will be for those that are tuning in, we're going to tell you all about this one. But if you are worrying about waiting a year, February will be Human Hunters 3.
Mm-hmm. And then, so we'll take a look at some of these pages here. We got to start out in the home of Lorenzo Rossi, the alleged drug lord, and his daughter and her friends are getting ready to go out for the night. They have a little confrontation because she's 21 and she doesn't want to be a kid anymore. And he says that since you live under his roof, you got a curfew and you're gonna live in his house. Midnight is when he wants her home, and he makes one of his goons be her escort.
Good old Blake.
Yep. Which they take to a club called Nightfall, which is the super hot club for the area.
Yep.
They get ID'd. Blake gets noticed that it's him, so they let him in just off of him being Blake, who he is. And the daughter, she's a little
Gosh.
posh, and thinks she's better than everyone else. Just kind of just shoves the guy out of the way, and they head into the dance club, start dancing. Yep. We got that, and we got this double spread here of the party going off, and they got the DJ and everything going on. The girls are dancing, and one gets bumped into. Oh, drops her drink, and then she's like, "Hey, do you guys want me to get you another one? Are you in the VIP room?" And they're like, "Well, is there a VIP room?" She's like, "Oh yeah, follow me."
Yeah, because that's not, sketchy.
Exactly. So
Nah.
they take him to the VIP room, and there actually is a VIP room. But inside the VIP room, you can see that they're getting their drinks drugged. And the girls have their drinks, get passed out from the drunks, and then they all get snatched up by the bad guys.
Matt's.
Taking
I
them
think
off.
isn't that like your favorite panel of the whole book right there?
That is one of my favorite panels of the whole book.
I think that is like one. I mean, I think that's why we ended it right there because Mac's like, we're done. We're good.
Shocker.
Yeah, I know. For all of us, that know Max.
Yep.
Shocker.
Then we've got our covers and our variants. And our very, very standard A cover was Mateus Duarte, obviously, which is super cool. I like this. It's like badass standard, like old school comic book feel to it with all the characters in it. It's got
a plethora of characters.
Yeah, the characters and different parts of the story make their self involved in here, like the van, the skulls.
Yep.
All the characters. You've got Radu in the middle there. You've got Frey on the right. You've got JC's down where Dr. Juan's over here. You got Victor down here by the van. You got JC running by Dr. Juan. You got Cleo, and of course you got Christine up in the left corner there.
And for those people wondering, yes, that is our interior artist because that's something that Atrocity Press does. We give them an actual cover. That way we're not doing that crappy bait and switch of, look at this beautiful cover. Zinscope. Zinscope. And open it up and you get crap.
Yep, we got our interior artists always do cover A. And this is obviously it's a mature reader's book. Unlike the first one, which was mostly just an action comic, this definitely has some mature readers material inside of it. No nudity, but a lot of the material is really dark.
Yep.
And then what Pete purchased, cover B.
Was Pete our first one there?
He was.
Oh, thank you, Pete. We love you, man.
I'm here for it.
I lagged and Pete got in there before I could.
Yep.
I'm fast when it counts.
That's true. That's what she says.
That's exactly what she said.
But Mariah Benez did cover Christine.
God, I love that cover.
That's badass.
Definitely sweet. LC Freetest does his own version of Christine.
Should we tell the story about that cover?
Sure, go for it.
I got to tell you, I'm annoyed by this cover because he did the original artwork, right? And Max reaches out to him. We're talking about using it for a cover, and then I got outbid on eBay on this. I was trying to get this piece because he put it out there, the original art, and I got outbid on it on my own freaking character. I'm telling you, I was so pissed.
Yeah, I'd be mad.
I was like, this isn't even right. But it's all right. We got the cover now.
Johnny.
Oh, that's beautiful stuff there.
It was Sam. Sam outbid.
I thought you were going to hold up the picture of that, and I was going to be like, I'm going to be taking a trip out of state.
Not a good idea.
Then we've got Alfred Trillo's version of Cleo, which is super cool painted version of it. I really like this version of Cleo.
Yep.
Yeah, we met Alfred at Planet Comic Con this year, and the dude, he does some great, amazing work. What was it, Fire Bitch? We got. Yep. I got an issue of, and I really like his artwork. And we're like, hey, you want to do a cover? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he was real fun to work with. I enjoyed it.
Cover E by Fred Benez. We got Freya looking like the White Queen herself. So, if you dig Emma Frost, you'll definitely dig that cover.
So that's Larry's cover, is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
Well, no, it's not magic.
Fair.
If it was magic, it'd be a Larry cover.
I actually got to work on that for him.
Fern Cord's cover. We've got Christine's very popular among the artists to do covers for her, but that's because she looks really cool in her wraps and everything. You can always do a bunch of really nifty things with it. Yeah. But this is Vern's safe for work version. And then Mateus Duarte's got a cover B.
Yep.
It's not really cover B, but it's his own cover B. He did 2 covers this time around. And we've got Cleo and
Christine.
Christine standing on the docks there,
Yep.
which the docks are very important in this book.
Yep.
And then our not safe for work tiers. Alfred's got one, which looks banging when you take those pals off of there.
Banging.
It
All right.
looks banging when you take those pals out of there for sure. And then Fernando's cover. It's got the nudity version of Christine with JC hanging out behind her.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun making that cover. That was really cool because we wanted to do something that was like old pulp, and we wanted the monster, with the damsel type look. And then, he comes up with this background with the moon behind it. I'm like, oh, dude, that's freaking choice. So, yeah, that's a good cover. I'm liking that one.
Yeah. And then with our, whenever you buy a not safe for work version, as we move along in the campaign,
Yep.
we get that first $1,000. We release this cover of Cleo.
Smoking.
Woohoo.
God, that's awesome.
Super good cover of Cleo, our print of Cleo.
Are we ever going to write it like an unattractive girl in our books?
I don't
Yes.
know.
Just to balance it out.
I don't know if we can do it. I really don't.
I don't know if Fernando could draw them.
I don't think any of them could. These are Mateus. Wait, are these Ferns?
No, Mateus drew these.
These are all Mateus.
I volunteer. I'll draw. I got you.
This is print number 2.
Cool.
For that'd be $2,000, and that's Christine. At $3,000, we've got Freya and her little back peeking.
Max's favorite print.
Yep, my favorite print.
Yep.
And then we've got Christine laying there with her hair all splayed out like she's laying on the bed.
Yeah, You're looking at her hair. Yeah.
She has hair?
Nice, guys. Nice.
And we've brought back the Atrocity Press calendar. Instead of doing a calendar for every product or project, like a Human Hunters calendar and a Mary Machine Gun calendar and a Ninja Bimbo's calendar, we decided to do Atrocity Press calendar, where we have all of our Atrocity Press characters in one calendar. So far, we've gotten to August, so we've gotten those are available right here. We've got Mary in January. We've got Cleo, maybe in February, or is that
February? No, that's Christine. Christine is February.
Yep. Then
March
Leah
is
is March. Micah is April. Charlotte is May. Cleo is June.
Is that Cleo or Donna?
Oh, that might be Donna.
That's Donna.
Yeah, purple Donna.
Yeah, that's Donna. That's your girl.
Yep. Then Rachel's in July, and August is like Cleo again, maybe. I'll have to ask Fernando. I forget off the top of my head. We've got combo packs. We've got the Benez Double Team, which you can get Mariah and Fred's cover as one package. The Alfred Trilio combo pack, which shows his safe for work and his not safe for work version. And the Fern Cord combo pack, which is his safe for work and his not safe for work version. If you buy these combo packs, you still get a not safe for work version, so you still get the not safe for work prints. You can grab a digital copy of the book in the regular safe for work version or the naughty version of your choice. So you can get any of the naughty versions of digital, because we've had many requests for naughty digital stuff. So we made it happen. You ask us, and we shall. You ask us, you shall receive. Then we've got our add-ons, which these are the major add-ons, which the calendar is one of them. But the Full Hunters is the cover collection for the Human Hunters. It's got all the Safe for Work
All
covers,
eight.
or all
7.
7 Safe for Work
7.
covers on Human Hunters #2. And then if you want the not Safe for Work edition of that package, you can get that, and you get all 9 of them. You get, if you missed out and want all the Human Hunters issue #1, you can do that. All you got to do is just buy the full Human Hunters. It's the Safe for Work version of all the Human Hunters #1 covers.
Mhm.
And then the full Human Hunters Not Safe for Work is all the Human Hunters cover, plus the Not Safe for Work cover, which is our cheesecake / beefcake cover.
I think that's
cool
the
that
first
you
one
do
we
that.
did, didn't it?
Yep, and it did
That's-
really well.
That's cool that you do that. Because everybody wants to gripe and say, "Oh, it's just titties. It's just this. It's just that." Like you're being even. You're like that Spartacus show that was on Stars.
Blood and sand.
Everybody gets everybody gets a little something.
Yep.
Every group is represented here.
Everybody gets what they want. The full Mary Machine Gun is Mary Machine Gun issues 1 through 3, standard cover A. And then the full Ninja Bimbos is Ninja Bimbos issues #1 and issues #2, which just came out.
Well, just completed.
Well, it's just completed.
Just completed. Yep.
It'll be fulfilling that here within a couple weeks.
Yep.
And then, of course, there's the full Atrocity Press, which is cover A of everything that Atrocity Press has put out so far, except for Neo Tokyo, which we're reworking.
The full meal deal.
Yep. And then we got our stretch goals. And we've got 5 trading cards this time. We've got the Cleo trading card of her. These are all like old school pinups, and these are done by Fernando Cordiero. If Fern was here, he could tell us all about these things. But this is it's a recolor of a calendar image that we did before. This is Christine in her pom-pom / cheerleader outfit. You always got to have that.
Sis boom ba.
Yep, that's stretch goal #2. Stretch goal #3 is Freya in her super shiny stuff, to the point where like it almost makes me want to make sure this is done in a holofoil. This card, just because.
Yeah, you've been talking about that since we got it.
I know. Just
That
the
you
colors,
want to do it that way.
just the colors on her outfit would make that holofoil pop like crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then we got Freya again in her Playboy bunny outfit, just kind of chilling there. I don't know if she's putting her pants on or taking it off. It's up to you. However you want to see it happen.
I mean, at that point, it could go either way. You know? Depends on when you're walking in on that.
Yep.
Have you been there a couple of hours, or have you been there a couple of seconds?
And then we've got our Human Hunters bookmark, which we've used Alfred's art for that. That waterfowl behind her is just awesome. I mean, the whole setup was just great.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Then we've got the LC Fritas Human Hunter sticker, which you can grab that to put on your friend's car or your car. And then if we get to $10,000, we get the Christine poker chip. This comic book is finished. It's done. Like, we're done up to issue 3 is completely done. Issue 4 is getting lettered now. So,
And issue 5, they already started working on the art.
Yep. So these books are completed. Like, as soon as we're done running the Kickstarter and we get our money from Kickstarter, it goes straight to the printer.
Yep.
And that printer is Comics Wellspring. Because we print with Comics Wellspring.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. Let's do a little bit of a refresh here.
And ship in Gemini mailers.
We do ship in Gemini mailers. We ship in Gemini mailers with everything bubble wrapped, everything's taped up, and everything is sent with a USPS tracking number.
Yep.
So you can always keep track of everything that you do. So you get an email that says, "Hey, Atrocity Press has sent you a package. Here's your tracking number," so people can keep track of that. I always get emails back. Is this for this? And I'm like, yes, it's for Ninja Bimbos, or it's for Human Hunters, or it's for Mary Machine Gun. And they're like, oh, sweet. I didn't expect it to be happening so fast.
Well, they haven't been a fan of yours for a
I was
while.
going
Then.
to say they should
Yeah.
know by now.
But we definitely fulfill quickly. So,
Yeah, like as in one day.
yeah. It's a single day, and it'll be fulfilled.
If you do your surveys. So, just remember, guys,
Yeah,
because that's the biggest thing that delays us is, when you guys go out there and you back these, remember to reply to that email and do your surveys, because that's the only way you're going to get your book.
Yep.
Yep. I kind of wish they wouldn't call them surveys,
Right,
because
yeah.
I think it kind of messes with people's expectations of what it is.
I think in the head part of it where it says, hey, so and so needs information about your stuff. I say, hey, look, this is so we can ship your stuff to you. So please fill this out so I know where I'm sending it.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that's what they would say, is like, so and so needs your shipping information.
Well, you can change that. It'll let you overwrite it. Yeah, it'll let you write over it. That's why mine all look different.
Oh, hey.
Well, you'll have to show me that, Sam, because that's something
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
No
you learn
problem,
something
bro.
new every day.
Nice.
No problem.
Good looking out, Sam.
Yep. It's no trouble at all. That whole field where it starts is fully editable.
Oh,
You can
sweet.
get the whole thing. Yeah.
We're now at 4 backers.
All right, we're moving on up. Nice way to start basically a surprise launch.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm guilty of doing those all the time.
Oh, yeah. Let me go to Facebook here. And
I know I spread the word out as much as I can everywhere. I think I might have covered Twitter for you.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to do something really different here in about 3 weeks. I'm going to launch a campaign, but I'm going to promote ahead of time.
No, you're not. That's lies.
I know, right? Isn't that bizarre?
Bullshit.
Me and Max are talking. We're going to start doing that because actually our next Kickstarter, we're scheduled for January. Because once we get into 2023, Atrocity Press is going to put out a book every month next year is our goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we're going to...
I'm just worried about my overtime. I'm worried about my overtime.
Yeah, but no, the big thing though is we're going to start promoting. Mary is coming out. Mary 4 will be out in January, and we're going to try to start promoting in December, so we can start promoting a month early on every book.
Yep.
Of course, we'll always be promoting a book since we're going to be doing one every month, but it'll just change. We'll just change the name and use the same wording. It'll be easy.
You writing guys.
Mary Machine Gun is a randomly select.
Yeah.
Wonder if AI can make art. I wonder if AI can write Kickstarter stories.
Maybe.
I'd hate to see what it would come up with.
I watched She-Hulk today, and I'm pretty sure an AI wrote it.
Spoilers.
I haven't seen it yet.
Me neither.
I'm wishing I could be you right now.
Those damn Kevin AIs, I tell you.
I hear a lot of mixed reviews. Some people are like, "Oh, it's terrible," and some people are like, "It's fantastic." And I'm like, "All right, well."
No, I was just saying I think it was written by an AI just because the writing I just was not fond of.
Well, you did watch till the end, right?
No. I did, and it was painful.
The only thing I'm not saving is House of Dragon. I'm watching that currently because there's no way you can't. But like Lord of the Rings, She-Hulk, Andor, all that new stuff that's out right now, October, November, I'm so just insane balls crazy. I'm saving that for like after Anime NYC, where I can just actually, I can sit down and watch stuff.
Sit down and actually keep a track of what's going on.
Right? And not just, lose my mind.
At least it sounds
No.
like Andor's picking up now from what Larry says.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
gotta-
started that one yet. I've been watching the Game of Thrones, and that one's freaking amazing.
I haven't either, but I guess it was pretty slow up until episode 5.
A friend of mine, and this will explain why Larry feels that way. Just follow me. A friend of mine who's again an old Star Wars head. He was a teenager when it came out, and when A New Hope came out, right? So he said Andor is Star Wars for older people. It's adult Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It goes
But
slower.
adults don't need an adult Star Wars. They can
Well,
just
some
watch
do.
Star Wars.
Well, here's the thing, though. But when you have that much Star Wars,
Yeah.
having something that's a little bit different is a different. It's just a different flavor. You know,
That is true.
Baskin Robbins started with strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla, and now look at those some bitches. You know,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Some listen, some of them, woohoo! Like, quite frankly, I say screw chocolate mint. Chocolate and mint shouldn't be together, but there are people that like it. I can't wait to watch Andor because I do like the adult. Like Rogue One was more or less a little adulty, but like the Battlestar Galactica reboot, I really enjoyed that because it was very military and very dark and a lot different than the other one.
I liked
So,
it too.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that show. So
Well,
see.
and Starbucks was hotter than the original.
Yeah, and she makes it. She makes a pretty good look. She makes a pretty good looking Bo-Katan. Now, for those of you, and this fits the Atrocity Press. Speaking of Battlestar Galactica and titties, if you watch some of the unreleased stuff or some of the straight to video stuff, there's just titties everywhere. It's great.
I didn't
On
even know
what?
this- On
The Battle-
Battlestar Galactica? The TV show?
The Battlestar Galactica unreleased stuff, like the DVD stuff and some of the stuff that you can
Wow.
find. Some of the stuff that you can find on iTunes. Like there's
Hey guys, I'll
edited-
be right back. I'm jumping onto Amazon currently.
So they went to
They-
Rule
No,
34.
it's on
huh?
iTunes. You don't even have to. It's no, not that either. There's there's an iTunes where there's a movie where you can get dirt cheap, and it kind of has a lot of behind the scenes stuff and a lot of stuff they cut was like you'll see a lot of the fighter pilots getting dressed and stuff like that. And you know how they had them. It was unisex. It didn't matter.
Right.
So there's one fighter pilot. She's taking off her shit and titties. Or she's taking a shower and like, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? I mean, I'm not complaining, but goddamn.
So it's kind of like what's that? That Paul Verhoeven movie with the bugs,
Yeah, oh yeah, Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. So where they were
Starship.
all, it was all co-ed. Everything was
Right.
co-ed.
I have never seen that movie yet, and everybody keeps
Jesus
telling me to
Christ.
listen out.
You never seen
Jesus
Starship
Christ.
Troopers?
Yeah, with all the crap
Wow.
I've watched, I have not seen that movie yet.
Wow.
That's one of the
I'm-
better movies ever made.
Okay, well, you know what?
Shame
I'll
on
get up
you.
tomorrow and I'll watch it. How's that?
Okay.
Don't have the kids around.
I hear it still holds up pretty well if you rewatch it.
It
now.
really does.
It
It
does.
really
I've
does.
seen it
It really
just a
does.
couple of years. I usually watch it once a year. around
Well, I'll make a
Thanksgiving
note to
time.
myself.
It's very.
I'll watch it whenever it
jingoistic.
pops on.
That's
Yeah,
like me and
it's a little-
Tombstone. If Tombstone
I
comes
love
on, I got to
Tombstone.
watch it.
Yeah, man. Tombstone is fantastic. Val Kilmer.
Yeah,
just-
that's one of my favorites. Well,
All
him
of
and
them. All of them.
Michael Bean was so good in
Yeah,
that.
Michael Bean was so good in that. Your Spanish is worse than your English. That's not what he said.
Uh-uh.
You
They,
ain't
def-
tasty at
definitely lay
all.
out, they definitely lay out jingoism for you in that one, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, good movie. Good movie. Ow, fuck, ow.
And no, we're not on the PG version of this broadcast.
No,
No.
there's no such thing as a PG version of Atrocity Press Live.
I was about to
broadcast.
say that.
Ever.
I was about
Maybe.
to say that.
I will
Maybe
tell you,
nine-
Max.
Maybe 1980s PG.
Oh yeah. There is a difference, right?
Yeah, there is.
Not much.
Sigmate Studio says lunch day.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Hey,
Over
we're
on
up to
YouTube.
5.
need to-
That's a good start. That's like minutes.
We added a backer, but the price didn't change. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
They backed because they believed in the project.
Right.
or it's the crowdfunding backer project, and they give you $1 so they can. Get
I
your
think they've
information.
actually stopped that because that was through BackerKit,
Mhm.
and BackerKit's now in beta for their own crowdfunding site.
Oh, really?
Really?
As long as,
Yep,
as,
it's
long as
called-
that off. Sorry.
No, go on.
No, I said I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
As long as that guy who wrote those science fiction books isn't on, again,
Oh God. Oh.
screwing
That was-
everything.
That was huge, man.
That
That
was the
launch day
perfect
was
storm.
rough.
That was the
Oh.
perfect storm, man.
God. Me and
crazy.
Pete. Me and
What
Pete
was that?
were in shocked mode.
Well,
There
a
was-
couple of us went live on the same day that Jordan Peterson did.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
And he
I remember
crashed
that.
everything.
Because
Oh.
I think we did too.
Yep,
Yep.
it was us.
Yeah,
It was us and Sam and the guy
Sam,
who did
yeah.
Alpha Dogs.
Yep.
yeah,
And
that was
he
crazy.
crashed everything. He just
My
crashed
whole-
everything.
He crashed the party.
It
I mean,
literally took
Kick-
27 hours before I got my launch notification that my campaign had successfully launched.
Yeah, and Kickstarter had. It was weird because it was accepting pledges, but it wouldn't tell people that they'd pledged. So
Yep.
you'd get a pledge and then they wouldn't say anything, so the people would go remove their pledge, and it
Yeah,
was just a total messed up situation.
So you
But-
hear that, sci-fi guys out there? No dropping your novels till tomorrow.
Please.
But if you like hot women and monsters getting their vengeance and getting set up, I mean, this is a very Taken-esque style beginning. So there's no Radu on the phone saying that he's got a special set of skills, but that dude does have a special set of skills that you will be able to see throughout this rest of this this story arc that we've got. They got 4 issues of this story arc, because you got issue number 1, which was the introduction of them getting the Vaz back from World War II, showing that they can do action and be badasses.
Mhm.
And then issue 2 is the setup for this this human trafficking thing.
Right.
Issue 3 picks up more where the human trafficking are, and they start tracking them down and getting better action to it. Issue 4 is a flashback, and issue 5 is the end. And it's going to be one of our most, I will have to say, it would probably be one of the goriest endings we have ever written.
That's awesome.
Well, and I got to tell you, the one thing is, and it's something else we're doing different with issue 4, because it is going to be a flashback issue, but it's done in a way where we have to do a PG and an R version of that book.
Yep.
Because it's going to be good. It's going to be a flashback, and it'll try. The big thing is I did a lot of research on issue 4 because I'm really trying my best to do. I mean, with all the Human Hunter stuff, what a lot of people don't realize is we put a lot of time and effort and research. Like with Human Hunters, I spend hours and hours researching history. You know, with the Mary Machine Gun stuff, you know, Max spends hours and hours researching that stuff. You know, because we want to try to get it.
The tiniest of all tiny things. I always try to make it an alternative history as of, well, here's what really happened.
Right.
Well, you know, as an unsolicited answer to that, or opinion on that, just it popped in my head. Issue 1 of Human Hunters, the schematic that she was going through was actually a schematic for the thing that she was doing. That's some tight shit. That's an attention to detail. That first off, any electrician or engineer that got your book was like, hey, that's right. You know, and that's pretty cool. That's really cool.
You can thank SK for that one. He did that one all by himself. So he found the alarm layout and put it on the screen and everything. And then it was up to me to make sure that the Linux stuff looked right. But
Good job, SK.
I know SK, that dude is a monster when it comes to lettering.
He's a machine, I tells you.
He is.
Maybe we should use him on a couple of our books.
Maybe.
I actually ran into my writer and letterer at New York Comic Con.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sweet.
I spoke. Jay Hewer, the writer, he's
Mhm.
written Carriers and stuff like that. He's a teacher also, so he came in on Thursday, which you usually educators get a super discounted badge and stuff like that. He came to the table and we talked shop. and we talked like plans that I had, and he's like, "Oh, I love it, I love what you're doing. Oh, you're working with those guys?" Because I told him I was working with you guys on it. You guys are gonna help me out. He's like, "Oh, then we're fucking great." So cool. And then going to the bathroom, walking out of the bathroom, guy, "Hey Pete," and there's James Avila. If you ever see watching my streams or pits or stuff, the local Long Island guy, amazing artist. He had mentioned to me a couple months ago that he was going to start lettering his own books. I was like, "Were you going to letter other people's books?" He's like, "Yeah, I'd like to do that." So I finally talked. I finally talked to him a little bit about it. He goes, "Yeah, I'm not going to be busy at all as long as it's not my wedding day, and it's not." So it's like, "All right, dude, we're going to talk." So letters, yeah. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, lettering is super all important when it comes
Yes.
to everything, because we were looking at issue number 4, and there's a lot of violence that happens in issue number 4,
Just a little bit.
and there's a lot of evil people in it. And looking at the art, you could tell what they were doing was evil, and they looked like they were enjoying it and everything. But as soon as the lettering comes in, and he hits with the fonts, and he puts the bubbles in the places they need to be, and he just matches it up to their face. It just makes it. These guys are just so much more evil.
Yeah. They're pretty dark.
You could have a poorly illustrated book, and a good letterer will make it, just so incredible, Or if you can have a really beautifully illustrated book and bad lettering, it will just completely sink it.
Yep. Or you can have a beautifully illustrated book and a beautiful lettered book, and you can come purchase an Atrocity Press book.
Yeah, no, see, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
That's
Now-
a bargain. It's a bargain for me.
And I have just a quick FYI. I have done what I told you I was going to do. I sent you the email. You have the thing in your inbox right now.
Yep. I saw that come across.
And so you can now see the cover.
Let me see if I can
Pretty badass, huh?
get to it.
I don't know. I kind of wonder if Johnny would like that.
Coming
That's
to
a sweet-
Kickstarter in 2023.
Yeah.
Tibby and her time-traveling psychedelic mushrooms.
Yep.
Running from the
Wow.
dinosaurs.
Who's that W.S. Quentin?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Jerk.
Wish my email would quit going off.
Pretty
Who's this
cool.
Who's this William guy?
I know, right? It's the guy who's got to finish formatting a book tomorrow night and upload it for digital distribution and get it sent to the
goodies.
printer. And I have to
Plenty
tap
of-
one more person on the shoulder because I still don't have their bio, and I'm about to get pissed.
Uh-oh, is that me?
No, I haven't checked yours. I assumed you had. I was waiting on someone else's too. So if you haven't, then yeah, I'm gonna be pissed too. But not as
It's-
bad as the other guy.
It's going in right this second.
Why? Because I mean, Bitcoin's down, so I can get 2 or 3 now.
Yeah.
By the way, has anyone seen BSG?
He's not part of our life anymore.
But I still want my Bitcoin.
You're not, honestly, let it go. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
I ran across the stream yesterday out of the blue with that particular person
All right,
talking some cosplay stuff.
that's cool.
Yeah, he was on with a cosplayer.
I'm sorry about the cough, guys. I've been fighting this all that.
Dude, you've been coughing worse than me for months.
No, man, it hasn't been for months. It's been the last couple of days.
Just on TV.
I think I'm just doing battle with sinuses or something.
I know I am.
I told you, Sam, to quit smoking, man. It's a bad habit.
I know, right?
There you
He
go.
can't help it. He started growing his hair out. Now he's got to act like you and me.
He's becoming all decadent now and stuff.
I'm
Watch
actually
out.
allergic to tobacco, so I don't.
That's tough being from Kentucky.
I know, right?
There you go. I want to make sure the face was Atrocity Press. Now they got Johnny in the room too. You can.
Yeah. Let me zoom in on you there.
Nice.
There you go.
Dun.
Looking good, Pete.
It's coming
There we
along,
go.
coming along.
So I'll scan her in tomorrow, and what I'll do is I'll push you a digital black and white and a digital colored, and then later on I'll finish this, and I'll just send it along to you.
All right. Sweet.
That way, you own it and shit. Ow, fuck!
Hell
I keep
yeah.
running over my heel with my chair.
I
Fuck!
hate it when that happens.
Fuck! Ow! Killing myself
That's
right
why
here.
I wear shoes at all times, or at least slippers.
I wear Crocs at all times.
Even when you're at work?
Yeah, I got non-slip Crocs on there. Great.
Nice.
Good. Well, look, because it's funny too. Because I'll sit there and like, all right, those of you with children, when you go to a restaurant, and not older kids like 7, 8, 9, but the younger ones who are too shy or don't really, okay, Timmy, tell the man what you want, and they just sitting there. No, tell him. This would go a lot faster if you fucking told me. Sorry, flashback. Sorry. So it gets a little uncomfortable. So I'll just sit there. I'll just slide off I'll just stand barefoot there in front of him, like la 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 la. Okay, fucker. Like this is crazy. And then I'm gonna give you a secret. Yes, I'm thinking horrible things about you while you do that. But at the same time, if you look at my book where I'm writing the orders, I'm writing what I want to say to you, so I don't say it. And then there's a line. I've gotten to the point where there's after a line. It's like, is he trying to say chicken fingers? Yeah.
The size of that chicken finger.
And speaking of stickers coming out from Mary Machine Gun 4, we've got Phil and his version of Mary there.
Work in progress on the colors with what's her who
Michaela Hopkins did this.
There you go. Yeah.
She's the one who did the artwork for that. Came across really good. Your work on the gun looks really nice, Phil. I like that.
Thanks. Yeah. We're getting a little bit of the rendering in there now and stuff, as you can see, but it's about half done, a third done.
Yeah, not bad. Not
Well,
bad at all. Can't wait to have that book come out. Bring this back up here for some
January,
Human
right?
Hunters. Yes, January for Mary Machine Gun 4. But, yep, this book is going to be definitely one that you're going to want to pick up if you like just the Mission Impossible aspect of books and some intrigue, and you like the first act of movies like Taken. You definitely get that here. There's a little bit of a what did Ryan Johnson like to subvert expectations? So we subvert expectations a little bit in this book. Nowhere near as horribly as Ryan Johnson did.
Mystery boxes, man.
Yeah.
Nope, no mystery boxes.
No mystery boxes.
No. But I mean, the good thing about this story arc is you get to see a lot more of Victor. You get to see JC in action. You get to see our doctor, our voodoo doctor. We get to see him in action. Of course, you get to see all three of the girls. It's funny. We're launching an issue 2, and I'm so excited to get to issue 4, just because it's such. And then issue 5, there's a lot of revelations. It's the big payoff is issue 5 getting there. So I'm really loving this story arc.
Yeah, it'll come across. It is written perfectly to move on to the next story, to the next book, to the next book, to the next book, to build upon each other, to just hit you with the biggest kick in the dick that you've ever felt in your life.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because I'm like with issue 4 when the pages started coming in, I started really freaking out because Mateus is just freaking. the guy's just grown just so much for the since first issue. He's really kind of he's really found himself with these characters, because he's been drawing them for 4 issues now.
All right, Johnny, you're gonna have to take over here for a bit.
Should we catch up with some of the comments, man?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, we got Sigmata Studio. Schematic is actually alarm circuit, so I guess that's SK, I'm guessing.
That would be SK. Johnny for research. I like that. We're working on some. What I love about working with SK so much, just besides he's just awesome in general, is just like every now and then he'll be like, I think you should put this in there. And we're like, oh, you're kidding me. He really wants the best out of our product. He really cares about it.
Oh, and there's a viewer that says Facebook user, but I know who that is.
Who's that?
That is Frank Forte. He stopped in to see what was up. He's outside working right now, so he can't make it over to the stream to congratulate you guys.
What did he say?
It says art looks. What it says art looks great.
Great, yeah.
And he.
You're looking on YouTube. That's right. My bad.
Guest tonight to celebrate.
No, it's in the stream. You already got to go to the comments, not the private.
Yeah. Bad.
Just when he said he's working on a French drain, I knew exactly who it was because he had mentioned that in messages.
Look at that. Look at all that good stuff right there. Oh, he's still out there. Hi, Frank.
Yeah.
Hollywood Frank.
We're still at 6 backers. Come on, guys. We'd like to get a few more tonight. But no, I mean, that's the one thing, that's exciting about all this is we're finally at a really good running pace with Atrocity Press. Like we said, issue 5 is being worked on. Me and Max, we've already pretty much got most of the outline for the next Human Hunter story arc. We're going to start writing it next week. And I think it's going to be a 4-issue story arc. Mary Machine Gun, issue 4 will be the end of this story arc, and then we start another one, and it's going to be 3 issues, and it's already completed as far as the script. We're done. We're just going to be having Fern working on the art. So I think next year we will have at least 2, if not 3 Mary books out. I know for sure we'll have 2 for sure. Ninja Bimbos, we've written all the way up to issue 5. They're currently working on the artwork on issue 3. So it's a lot of stuff coming. There is a new title that Max is working on. I'll be co-writing, but it's kind of in the Mary universe. And I'm working on a whole different universe book that I'll be working on. If everything goes right, Mateus will be working on that one as well for me. And so we're probably going to be adding 2 more new properties by the end of 2023. Nice. And then we got our, Fern is doing some writing with his wife as well. So we're going to have Love and Death coming out hopefully next year. And he just changed the name. It was Grimm. And now I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Max, what's Grimm's new name now?
It's called Dimension Travelers.
Thank you. Dimension Travelers. That'll also should be coming out next year. I was just going through our slate real quick of what we got coming out next year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here's another message for you, man.
What we got?
Frank says he'll share it to his last 2 Kickstarters as an update later tonight, guys.
All right,
oh, thank you. That's awesome. We appreciate it.
User?
What's that, Max?
Who's Facebook user?
That's Frank, man.
Oh, Frank Forte.
He's been chiming in. Yeah, he's busy outside trying to get some stuff done before the light goes down. So otherwise, he would have dropped through.
That's all right. It's all good. Yeah, so you guys are... If you dug the first Human Hunters, you're definitely going to dig this one because it starts a whole new story arc.
A new mission.
A new mission.
It's a new mission. Because that's the one thing, when we write Human Hunters, the last page of most of the books are usually the first page of the next one. They pretty much kind of run in that format currently.
Yep. So we're not messing around with it. We want to make it into one full story. That way, when it comes down to making the trade paperback, you can read the whole trade paperback in one fell
Is that
swoop.
why? I thought it was easier for us to sell when Universal comes and asks us if we could do it for them because their Dark World sucks.
They really should ask us to make a
That's
big Kickstarter.
I'll tell you, you can lay the blame on destroying the Dark World universe. Who can you lay the blame on for that? I
Tom
bet you
Cruise.
can guess. There you go. He got his hands in there, made him change a bunch of stuff, tried to make it a Tom Cruise action movie instead of, The Mummy, and screwed it all up and shot it down. Thanks,
Interesting
Tom.
thing. Brendan Fraser said that he would be interested in doing another Mummy movie.
They'd almost have to bring back, Rachel Weisz though, because I hated that third one without her. It just, it just didn't even feel right.
Yeah, I don't even know why she wasn't there.
It was scheduling conflicts, and she was pregnant.
I was about to say she was pregnant, right?
It was pregnant and scheduling conflicts, and they didn't want to wait. And then it flopped because they didn't wait.
Yeah.
You can't have chemistry like that and just replace it. I mean, they should have waited.
Yeah, chemistry on screen is something very difficult to
Replicate.
accomplish, really.
Yeah, it's hard to reenact because, I mean, you have that whole history of the first two movies, and then you're all of a sudden got to believe this other woman's with him, and it didn't work. I mean,
the best part about too, you got through the first one where you had them basically shipping them together was a character in and of itself, right?
Right.
Them getting together was a storyline in and of itself under all these other storylines. And you knew it was going to happen, but it didn't matter. You just wanted to see it happen, and they did a good job with it. The first Mummy movie is a fantastic movie, so you were super excited. But now, like, what are they going to do for a second? And now they turned into, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, basically, with a kid for the second movie, which equally was awesome. Lots of storylines, and the storyline of them being married and blah, 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 and her being Cleopatra or whatever the fuck it was. So that was cool. Yeah, okay, that's right. I'm sorry, I can't figure that out. I can't.
Yeah, I don't research anything, right, Pete?
Right? No, nothing. You don't see a goddamn anything. No.
See, my biggest problem, I will tell you about the second one, is I truly believe the second one should have been the third. I think they should have had one in between there where they were engaged.
Like dating? Yeah.
An actual, like, a couple for the whole movie. Because you kind of skip that whole step.
I would have even taken it so far as to say have them, like, you start the movie and they've broken up, but they miss each other. And then because then you can rehash the whole getting back together thing, blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
you could have even done that. I mean, it's funny. I've never thought about till this moment because you brought it up. But you could have had a situation where her brother got kidnapped or something, and they both had to go save Jonathan. Like, they didn't even want to be together, but got forced to it. Okay, let's write a new one, right? Okay,
Yeah,
are you ready, Pete?
I think you guys are ready to write the next script.
We just wrote an outline for the next Mummy right then and there. That was great.
I think someone's going to see this and be like, "Hey."
I want someone to see this and say they need to do the Dark World using, human hunters. Is what I want to see.
That'd be pretty badass.
And let me and Max produce it and let us make movies because we don't have any kind of history or experience in that either.
Well, porn counts.
So we covered.
No, ooh, Sam, easy. I actually worked on some movies. Thank you.
I know.
And they weren't all porn. They were horror movies. Porn disguised as horror movies.
I'm gonna cleanse your palate a little bit. So I was a communications major at Hofstra for my college days, and I took some film classes, and they've helped me with storyboarding for sequentials and stuff. Anyway, one of our favorite my sophomore year, halfway through, one of our favorite professors just left, a guy named Vern. And we were like, what the hell happened to Vern? And, my second senior year, somebody who had fraternity brother of mine who was a film major and had just got back from backpacking through a summer through Europe, said he found him in Germany making porn, like directing and making porn movies. Like these ultra German cinematic fucking porn movies.
Scheiße.
That's awesome. German porn's almost as good. Well, it's what is it? I'm thinking of the Italian horror. German horror versus Italian horror.
German porn.
Listen,
versus
German
Thai
porn
porn.
is German horror. So let's just
That's why I said Shiza.
yeah, let's just press the fuck on from that.
Yeah.
Okay, changing
God.
the subject. Has anybody checked out Werewolf by Night yet?
Nope.
You
I
know,
have
that's
not.
on my list for. I was going to watch it tomorrow,
I highly recommend it, man.
but
Definitely
now
on
I got
my
to
list.
decide: am I going to watch that or do I watch Starship Troopers?
Well,
always watch Starship
since it is a special, it's only like about an hour long, so you could probably squeeze it in too.
Look, not gonna lie, Starship Troopers isn't going anywhere.
No,
Yeah.
That's true.
you'll always be able to see that.
Oh, I saw, the flesh-eating cheerleaders from outer space. I'm checking that book out. Somebody just put it in the post in our chat there.
When are we going to approach Diamond? Diamond is
That was
something
definitely
that
Frank.
we've been working on dealing with. It's just one of the problems is that our books are mature readers' books, which is one of the reasons why we have to create a PG version and an R version, because Diamond won't take our stuff if it's mature readers because they get all weird about mature readers.
Well, issue 4 is not
Sure.
bad.
No, not at all. It's
Not
full
at
of
all.
it's not full of nudity whatsoever.
At
Or
all.
torture, or
What's up, Frank? You done cleaning the drains yet? You got the link, bud.
Yeah. Let Frank come on in. 'Cause that's just what I was heard. That's the information that I was given about Diamond and mature readers' books. How they kind of try to stay away from them.
But you know what's funny is that Jim Balin is in there every other month,
Yeah.
and that's a
That's
mature
Diamond.
book, and that's got nudity in it.
He says Diamond takes mature reader stuff all the time.
Yeah, because I mean, I read Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose. I've been reading it forever, and they just have a mature reader stamped on it, but there's nudity all through that book.
He says you just need to contact them directly.
All right. Now that kind of concerns me, since Diamond can't send out a single comic book without tearing it up and charging you $25 for
Yep.
shipping.
Says Lady Death has nudity and sex.
Oh, don't even get me started on Diamond. Swear to God, I got to tell this story. Okay, I'm a retailer, right? So 2 weeks ago, I had one of the books was damaged, right? The only one in the whole set. So I reported damaged. This week, I got an entire huge ass box, right? And I'm opening all of it. And it's one book is in this entire box, one comic. And it was a replacement of the damaged comic from 2 weeks ago. They charged me $36 in shipping.
Yep.
To replace their damaged book. And the bite in the ass is they damaged it. It was creased down the middle. I'm like, come on, guys. Yeah, I called them up. I'm like, no, this isn't happening. I'm not going to pay for this shipping. I go, that's ridiculous. You guys break something and I got to pay for it. That's not even right.
Unacceptable.
Well, it's like their shipping rates. It's like if you shipped it in a Gemini in bubble wrap, it would have cost you $7-8. Not $25 to put it in a giant box just to get it all.
No,
dinged up.
36, dude. $36 for one comic book.
That's crazy.
I was like, you guys are freaking stoned. I was like, no, it ain't
Yes,
happening.
we are. I mean, what? Oh, sorry. So speaking of Lady Death and stoned and stuff, a friend of mine cosplayed as Lady Death at New York Comic Con. I got it in the window there for you. So if you guys are looking for a cosplayer, this is my friend Annie Lee Cosplay. She's an absolute savage beast when it comes to cosplay.
We're always looking for good cosplayers.
Max is always looking for hot women. I mean,
That's her with
Skeletor.
Steve from Blue's Clues.
Yep.
Booze
Well, you know what happens that way though, Max. You know what lies in that direction.
What?
Third ex-wife.
Oh no,
Dang,
never happening.
See, they needed that Hulk instead of that CG thing they did.
Well, this one was tough because that's a bodysuit with green makeup, so it was tough to match. I'm sure a studio could match it and stuff like that, but that.
Oh no,
like,
I'm saying that's better than the CGI they did in
This was-
half those scenes, man.
this was also edited on Photoshop. But that's all. This is where are we going? That's all
No,
body
Phil, I'm
paint.
right with you. I thought that CGI was horrible.
It was okay, and it was okay here, or it was about half and half, man. When they got up close, it was like mainly like in the facial part when she was talking. Sometimes that really threw it off, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
her
oh,
Well,
lips
what threw
didn't
me
even
was
look
anytime she moved. It was almost like there was like a click delay. It was not real noticeable, but it was enough. Like when she walked, it wasn't a flowing walk. Yeah, I don't know.
it would have made
I was
more
not a
sense.
fan.
I'd seen a side by side where they had her stand in that was a model that was
The
like
6'7"?
6 something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I agree with you. I did see that.
And they could have used her for the animation.
Well, when you think about it, I mean, look at it. Back in
Painted
the
her green.
80s, we had Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
And when Lou Ferrigno in the 80s looks better than CGI today,
See, man, that was the one thing with the original Hulk. People may condemn me for it, but it just didn't feel right to me. I mean, Ferrigno's cool, but it just, as a kid and used to the Hulk, that just it threw me off, man.
the problem I had with the Hulk was personally as a kid is I wanted to see super villains or superheroes with it.
Yeah,
And it was
Yeah, they weren't
you
ready
never
for that. Yeah.
I mean, you had that one episode where you had Thor and Daredevil, but it was pretty lame.
well, you think about it, man. They didn't have that near that kind of a budget for a superhero movie back then, man.
Well, they use the
tell
same
you-
budget for the CGI now.
I'm gonna blow you away. I remember the
And plus
episode.
the fact, did you know that the only reason
shut the
there's a
fuck up,
She-Hulk is because of that show?
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Mm-mm. Hey,
They wanted
Pete,
to
what
do
were
the-
you saying, buddy?
I remember the episode of Mr. Rogers where he went to the studio just to watch him Ferrigno get put into makeup and everything like that, and to talk to him about it. And then they talked to him about he talked about how he was deaf and Mr. Olympia kind of this. He talked about all those things because some kids were getting a little freaked out.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
So instead of changing it, canceling it, or something like that, the guy who does the #1 kids show in the world went and showed the kids what it was all about. Go fucking figure, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, it was funny. One year we went to Universal and they had a special deal for the summer. And I got to see Lou Ferrigno put on the makeup there.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And he was on stage. So, I mean, I didn't get to go talk to him, but it was pretty cool.
My sister's at Universal right now on her honeymoon.
No
Oh,
kidding.
must be nice.
Universal
Pretty good.
Disney.
I went to California as a kid, and I got to see Lou Ferrigno on stage and Gabe Kaplan doing a whole bit about Welcome Back Carter.
Oh, that's cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, half
Jared
the people
Florida.
right now just said, "Who's that?" You know,
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
everybody
did.
listening's like, "Who's Gabe Kaplan?"
We just really showed our age. Shit.
Oh, I saw him with Syndication, of course, right?
Right. Look, I used to. I'm going to age myself, and maybe only Sam will take this one. I used to watch Chico and the Man because I'm Puerto Rican. I had to.
Yep.
I had.
Yes, it'll be.
I had. It was like.
Wasn't
the
that
rule.
on at the same time of like Sanford and Son or something?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
around the same era. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I used to watch Sanford and Son all the time when I was
All
a
the
kid.
time.
That was my
They're
dad's
looking
favorite show.
good.
I'm coming, Wheezy.
Lisbeth. It was Lisbeth.
Elizabeth,
Weezy was
that's right.
Weezy was from
Jefferson's.
Jefferson's,
Yeah.
that's right. Jefferson's, yeah.
Weezy. Moving on up.
You can't have shows like that nowadays.
You
Oh,
should.
no. You
You
should.
should.
You should, because
You
those shows taught a lot about, they picked apart like racial tensions and
Yeah.
things like that. There's a really interesting thing about the whole thing with Red Fox and Sanford and Son. Like a lot of the jokes and such were real lighthearted and such, but when things got serious and everything, it was like, no, we ain't having this, you know.
Yeah.
And then even with crap, I forgot the name of the series.
Good Times, Archie Bunker.
No, Archie Bunker. Yeah, All in the Family.
All in the Family with Archie Bunker, right? Well, the Jeffersons were Archie
The spin-off.
Bunker's canon.
Yep, they were
And
spin-off.
then they
were
came-
neighbors originally, and then they
Right.
did their own show.
They got a
right,
spin-off.
because Archie was having some commentary about that, you know, and then he had to educate himself a little bit.
I mean, they did a lot. I mean, when you think about it, there was like 5 different shows that came out of Happy Days back then.
Mhm.
Well,
5 or
Yeah.
6. I mean, you had Happy Days, you had Johnny Love Chachi, you had Heaven Can Wait, you had Laverne and Shirley, and you had actually Mork and Mindy started off
Mindy, yep.
Happy Days.
Yep.
Yeah.
because Mork was
He fought the-
made an appearance through.
He
And
fought-
he met Fonzie.
Yeah, he
He's
fought the
frozen.
Fonz.
He
Yep.
froze him.
All right, that's
Froze the Fonz because he was super cool.
Yep.
Hey.
my Matt Smith on.
But Human Hunters is live. All of our covers that are not safe for work, they're $15. So cover A is $15, cover B is $15, cover C is $15, D is $15, E is $15, F $15. So you get the idea.
Now, have you guys set up any retailer tiers?
No, we haven't set up retailer tiers. It's just something that we did before. It didn't really have much purchasing of, so we might do it again later when we get some more retailers involved in us. But we've got Johnny's working on getting some retailers. We've got most of the people in Kansas City are carrying our book now, so it's all about spreading the virus.
Johnny's in the basement mixing up the medicine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I might talk to you on the side one of these days, Sam, and get your input. I know you're really good at that.
Well, one of the things I found that's actually working better for me is those custom built tiers.
Gotcha.
When the tiers are specific to the store and you can put like the store information in there that people can go to the store website and such, I find that people seem to like that a lot more.
Nice. Okay.
Now, that having been said, we've had three or four stores that have decided they would rather just go ahead and order it outside of the Kickstarter campaign, because what was happening for them and their experience is that they were getting contacted by folks who were like, hey, I'm going to make a book. Can I get you to help me fund it? You know? And that's fine and dandy if you've got something to show someone and you can be professional. But the experiences that some of the guys were telling me they were having were pretty damn unprofessional, really. You know, like one of the guys, I'm not gonna say which shop it was, but they had every reason not to want to be on Kickstarter after the experience they had, because one of the creators that reached out to them, his first campaign, by the way, was like, yeah, the book will be done next year, you know, and this was back in June. So it'll be done next year in May, and you can get it now, and it'll be $10 a book for you. And, you know, you just need to get 50 of them. And I'm thinking, dude,
That's a lot of money.
no wonder they said no, right? And my contact was like, yeah, man, we told them that, you know, we're not really comfortable in testing that much on a new title, especially at that price point, because that's a hard conversion. I mean, you're talking about tying up $500 for 11 months, you know?
Yeah,
You'd
with
have
nothing to do for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough sell. But when you've got books that, you know, you have especially you guys have a really good record of putting books out exactly on time. Like mine have been, my last one was a week late, I think, which freaking sucked.
A week isn't late. A week isn't late, Sam.
But when you got those books out,
Yeah, we were a week late with Mary Machine Gun 3, and I felt terrible.
well, I mean,
I'm just like-
Necroholic was 3 weeks late because they misprinted the book.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm just glad it wasn't my fault. You know, I'm glad that I had my file correct. They were really good about it. because the guy I talked to was the head of that division for that printer, and he's like, well, let me take a look and see what's going on. And you could tell he was bracing himself for having to tell someone they fucked up.
Yeah.
But then he's like, oh shit, no, we fucked this up. I look at the file that you sent us and the file that we did for the print, and how the hell did we do that? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, all right, I'll get them started on it in the morning. I'm like, all right, cool.
Well, we had that with that one chip. We got all our chips in, and the printing was horrible on them.
Oh yeah.
So we had to go back and get new chips made.
And
So all
everybody
those
got
ones
them.
that are now all the ones that were printed just a little bit off, they will be handed out for free at cons. But
That's all. That's actually, look, I got to tell you, that's a fantastic thing to do. My partner was giving away stickers to everybody, and I stopped. We used to sell. Well, he still does. Does mini prints. You know, the 4x6 prints. It didn't.
Right.
They didn't work. It's really funny how everything is different for everybody. He doesn't do regular size prints or posters. I do. They're like a third of my business. But I stopped doing mini prints because people would go, "Oh, do you have this regular print poster in a 4x6?" I was like, "No, none of my 4x6s are my regular sizes because that way I can put more product on the table." And then they would just buy a $5 mini print and press on. I was like, "Nope, you're done. Get off my table." And I was giving those away. And people love that stuff. People love that. Plus, I traded with a lot of other artists and stuff. I got a ton of stickers and stuff like that because of it.
And the thing about that too is, like, you can get, when you get a press run that's significant enough that you get your economy of scale, you can get your 5.5 by 8.5s or 6 by 9s or whatever on incredibly high quality paper, usually for under a dime. But if you're doing like 50 or so, then sometimes you're looking at $1.25 a print. So you can do a lot more. Like, you can do like a quick giveaway, like say for every book we sell, we're going to give away like a 5.5 by 8.5 to everyone who buys at the con or something like that. And that actually worked pretty well for me. And when I was at that tiny one last, that and the big bundle of books did real well for me too.
The dollar print box. The dollar
print box.
I take every print that's miscut. The colors are messed up. The paper, they send me the wrong paper or whatever. I just don't like it, and I put it in a dollar print box, and I'll put that out there. I didn't take it to New York because it's really heavy, but I take it to the smaller shows. At the brewery show I did the week before New York, I had the dollar print box. I think I made an extra $55 out of it, and
Nice.
Everybody was, and but people were like, "Oh my God, this is great!" Like, is this print in your regular? I'm like, yeah, it is. They just cut it wrong. You see how it's cut off wrong there? Like, I would never notice that. I'm like, yeah, for the most part, the mistakes are things that I notice that I don't like. Like, I could never tell that the paper was different. I'm like, yeah, but I can enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell that the paper is only 70 pounds.
Right,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, there you go. We just got another backer.
Yeah, you're up to
All
7,
right.
right?
All right.
Yeah.
You know what that
Sweet.
means? Where's it at? Here we go.
Boomer
Got
moment.
the boomer.
Yeah, I gotta do it.
Am I a boomer? Huh? Am I a boomer? Huh? Boom! How about that? Am I a boomer? Boom!
Hey, somebody wants to stop in and say, "Hey, guys."
Who's
Okay.
that?
We'll leave it for
Send
leave
it
it
to
for surprise.
It's my mom.
Send the link and all.
I'm
Pop
doing
'em
so.
in.
They just popped in and says, "I heard a rumor you guys are streaming tonight."
Rumor is correct.
I love correct rumors.
Except for when they're really bad about you.
Yeah, no, that sucks. That sucks. So yeah, while we're waiting, I went to Hot Flips at New York, which is they sell supplies, top loaders, comic bags, stuff like that, because I needed bags for a lot of my drawings and for some of the books for my sale. He goes, because he could tell my addiction, because I mentioned, I need some of the bags that I have for my blanks are terrible. He goes, oh, I got a long box full of $5 blanks over there. Grab a couple, and if you grab the bags, I'll throw you a deal. I'm like, you're a cocksucker. Great. So I was flipping through. I got a couple. I got a Magic the Gathering. I got a Spider-Man, and I ended up getting 2 of these. I don't really read Doctor Who comics, but I mean, a certain former doctor is a certain Targaryen right now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
so
A
throw him in.
ruthless Targaryen.
Dude, he's the alpha male in that show.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he doesn't even have to speak, and people are like, yo, my bad, that's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm that whole dinner he was a G.
Oh God.
That whole dinner he was a G. That whole dinner.
The
That
dinner
way-
and then that audience thing that happened
Yeah,
in the
beforehand.
last
Yeah, that
one.
was beforehand.
Holy
That
crap.
was beforehand.
man.
Yep.
I got to tell you, that's when I know that a show's really hitting it for me, is when I'm waiting all week to see the next episode.
Mhm.
And most shows I don't care. I mean, I watch a lot of TV. You know, I have it on the background because I got this big screen at the comic shop, so I'll put something in the background. But that's one that I actually sit down every Monday morning and watch that sucker. And I can't wait to see it. I mean, I think they've done such a good. I think the only complaint I have about the entire new Game of Thrones is I think in the case that there wasn't a lot written, I wish they would have slowed down a little bit more.
There's a whole book.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they made up so much crap for the first Game of Thrones. I'm like, you had a possibility of basically for the time span they had, that could have been like 3 seasons.
Here's the thing. They talked about that, and I'm not spoiling. There's no spoilers here, guys. This is actual. This is well known stuff. If you watch Game of Thrones, again, I'm a book guy, so I love. Okay, this is the Targaryen Civil War. That's what this is. This is leading not right up to, but this is how everything with the dragons goes down as we set up into the kings, leading to the Mad King and stuff like that, and Robert's Rebellion. I like the little things that they. Okay,
Remind me, which one was the Mad King?
Eris. He was what the fuck is her name? Daenerys' father, but he's not even born yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of how he's connected to these.
Well, he's their heir down the road.
I know, but I'm saying,
we're still a solid 150 years before he dies. So we're
but
probably
that's still only like 2 generations.
Yeah, it's like 100 years. Yeah, there's going to be a couple more kings before the Mad King. Right, so we're before that, and in the time in the succession. But the little things that they've changed in this show are fantastic. Like when Rhaenyra and Leah, I keep getting his name wrong. The Sea Snake's son. When they get married, they actually had in the book they had all the tournaments and all that shit, and there was a bunch of little things going on. Like the crippled guy was doing all his little espionage shit to get that whole thing to happen. And we learned more about Sir Strong, the guy who ended up being Rhaenyra's paramour and the father of her kids. We see more of him, but they had to, they cut that because hey, it's Game of Thrones. We should have something bad happen at a wedding, stuff like that. They cut that cut, but they changed a whole bunch of stuff so it fits TV a little bit, which I appreciate because you have to. But there are certain things from the books though that they're not sacrificing at all, and I dig it. Like when Queen Alicent, Olivia Cook, when she walks into that room when they announced that Rhaenyra was getting married, and she had on her green dress, and she interrupted her husband's Viserys' speech. That was her flag, her pointing her flag like I am a high tower. I'm gonna do my shit. I am the goddamn queen, and that comes straight from the what the guy said. Her family, when they light the alarm, the fire is green. That's a big part in the books and stuff like that. And that's why they call them the greens and the blacks. And you saw that at that dinner table. Alicent was wearing green, Rhaenyra was wearing black. So it was just a little shit like that I really dig. That they're doing really, really well. It's just the little espionage, the little game of chess. Like look back the last 4 episodes, you could see all the pieces being placed on the board where they needed to go and stuff like that. And now it's like we are getting to go time. And if we could stop for a second, I forget his last name, but the actor who plays King Viserys, if that man does not get an award, a couple awards for his role as King Viserys, that's messed up. Because that man has played a hell of a part.
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
At Patty's, I forget his name. I fucking have a computer in front of me, don't I?
Who wants to be number 10? Backer number 10. We got one more spot for backers. Be number 10.
Patty
Got 9. Do we hear
Considine.
10? Do we hear 10? Do we hear 11? 11.
Patty Considine. Absolutely.
Patty, yeah.
Great. Absolutely great actor. Sorry, I was just blown away.
Yeah, I'm
Blown
going to
away
miss
by
when
it.
he's not in that anymore.
Well, it kind of has to happen.
Yeah.
and he's been spoiling in front of us a whole season now.
Yeah, he's been falling apart for the whole season. Yeah.
So, but he did such a good job of conveying exactly what Viserys is supposed to be. Because there's a lot of Martin has written a lot of novellas and a lot of almost like thesis papers on the Targaryens and their kings, and there's so much satellite information. And King Viserys really, everybody agrees that he was weak, but he really rounded him off. Like, okay, he was weak, and ultimately he was sick too. And his weakness showed because he said only the strong can sit on the Iron Throne. Meanwhile, he always cut himself while he was on the Iron Throne. The Iron Throne cut him. That was a sign of his weakness. But you could still see that he had that power, and he was still the king, and he just wanted his family to be happy at the end of the day. And that was really cool. And he was the one, he was the one who really passed along, and because we got to see, he talked about the Song of Fire and Ice, because that's the knife, the Valyrian steel dagger that he has, is the one that Arya ultimately uses to kill the Night King. So, the same knife. Go figure.
Awful lot of stuff being reused.
Well, the knife got I don't know how the knife got passed down from Targaryen king to Targaryen king, or queen, whatever, to Targaryen line, and it makes sense how it got into Littlefinger's hands right after the rebellion, because Littlefinger was there during the rebellion, and he came out pretty clean. So obviously the knife, he stole it obviously from the dead Mad King. So
Yeah.
Oh no, we're getting outnumbered.
Yeah.
We're getting outnumbered, Pete. There's more writers in the room now.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine.
What's up, Chris? You hear
Chris,
us?
you still having tech issues?
Apparently so.
Guess you can't hear us.
Come on, Boomer. You're younger than all of us, punk.
Am I a boomer? Huh? Am I a boomer? Huh? Boom! How about that? Am I a boomer? Boom!
Not expecting that one.
He spends too much time out at the Ren Fest. He doesn't know technology anymore. He's lost it.
Yeah,
I know.
there he is.
You spend so much time in 1545, you just kind of lose hanging with Henry VIII all day.
1635, sprinkled with mythological creatures, or the furry farm, as I call it.
Look, just because we have more fairies than anything else, and like a random genie walk around, I don't know what's up that dude.
Are you still talking about Renfest?
Yep.
Okay.
I remember many years ago at the Renaissance Festival, there was some guy who was just like all muddied up and dressed up like he was just like some wild man, and he would people would.
Oh
throw
yeah, he
stuff
climbed
at
the
him.
trees.
Yeah, he'd climb the trees.
Oh,
and
I
he would-
remember.
He would stack stuff up like straws and quarters and make them all like.
Yeah, he was
balance
awesome.
them all, and that stuff
Yeah.
was cool as shit.
He used to freak me out when I was a kid too, because you'd just be walking around, you'd see like this guy in a tree.
I've never been to one, but I really want to go. It seems like it's a lot of fun. I will admit, at first anyway, I'll probably be the guy, in regular clothes. Sorry, but I will throw axes all day, and I will eat my fill of large turkey legs. So
I mean, we have people show up in Starfleet uniforms too.
that's fantastic. Good for them.
Well, for them, it's just.
I think the best one I saw was a guy, and he's been out there a couple of times this year, that he has like his regular armor, but it's a predator in Renaissance garb. Yeah, he's pretty sweet, and it's all black, and it's like if a predator just landed in those days, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is pretty dope.
So it's like a version of Prey, except medieval.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
But the
That might be-
Predator, you know, so it was pretty cool.
That might be a cool way to bring
With
back
more
Doctor
dogs.
Doom.
Oh, and here you go. Here's a message. Hey guys, it doesn't
idea,
show up
yeah.
in there, but it is Tim Ingram.
Tim Ingram, what's up, Tim?
What's up, man?
Oh, got another backer.
Am I a boomer? Huh? Am I a boomer? Huh? Boom! How about that? Am I a boomer? Boom!
Boom, boom. We
No, I
need
got the old
extended
school
cut.
one.
We need the
I got-
extended cut.
I got the old school one.
Where he knocks off his headphones.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
make it. I'll make it. I gave it to Larry, so I can make the other one.
So how
I just-
has the Ren Fest been going with you guys?
You can
Next
take
week.
that,
Not too
Kurt.
bad. Not too bad. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of cool folks who make breakfast for us. That's awesome.
Breakfast is always awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my buddy Jake,
I was
yeah.
at this-
Or Maxwell. Sorry, Maxwell the Magnificent.
Oh,
he
shit.
decided to make breakfast for everybody this year.
And he made it over. Holy crap.
Hollywood Frank.
Woohoo!
Hey guys.
How are you,
What's going
sir?
on, dude?
What up, man?
Long time, man.
And hold on, let me see if I can put my fucking.
Put your fucking kick myself off the street. There he is.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Just outside doing some yard work and stuff, so I couldn't come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the campaign looks good. I heard you guys talking about Diamond before. I kind of just wanted to chime in.
Yeah, go ahead, because I obviously have the wrong information.
Yeah, dude, like Diamond doesn't care if there's, nudity in it. They're not going to give you a problem. They carry those books all the time. Look at,
Taro.
Chaos, Terror.
Yep.
City Level. I mean, even image books at sex criminals. I mean, there's nudity and stuff all the time. I mean, so that's
Well, that
not-
could be the difference between Diamond, though, and Antarctic Press, because the Antarctic Press may have their own set of standards.
They might too, but from what I understood is that
You're saying
Diamond,
Antarctic didn't want you to do a book with nudity or sex?
yeah, they don't want the nudity in it because, like, what is it? The one they've got one that they do that has nudity that they actually censor it with the bunny heads.
Oh, right. Well, that's just them then. That's just
Yeah, it must just be them. See, because don't they still have to put the stuff behind the counter, right? The
Yep.
mature reader stuff.
Well, I mean,
Well, you got to remember that Diamond actually has their own adult catalog. Now, they used to print it years ago, but now it's just when you log on as a retailer, I have to download it and email it to my customers now.
Mm.
Huh.
But where it used to be like 8 or 9 pages, it's like 2 pages now, and it's mostly just naked, PVC anime characters now.
is Eros even in there? Does Fantagraphics still have Eros?
I haven't seen. I mean, I haven't seen it in the last few months, so I don't think so.
But no, as for behind the counter, that's a retailer to retailer thing. If a retailer wants to put a mature reader's book out on the shelf, they'll probably just bag it. But I see them there all the time, or up on the top, or but there's no law that says you have to have a mature reader's book behind the counter. I think it's more like between mature readers and adults only, right? Like adults only is like, if I could say, an erection, or
Yeah, we
could see
don't
this
have porn. We
or
don't have insertion, penetration.
then you're not adult only. You could be a mature reader. You could be mature readers as long. You could even have like sex as long as it's like an R. Think of it as an R-rated movie.
Yeah, R
That's kinda-
versus 17.
Well, look at The Boys. I mean, when you think about it,
Yeah.
look at the Boys is filthy.
But saw that scene. Do they have full on like sex scenes in there?
And the boys, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like I think the first issue is him
Yeah.
with his CIA contact, like bent over a desk.
Well, can you see how can I say this? Can you see does it look like porn or is it covered?
I think if I remember right, you see boot. I thought it's somewhere around here, right?
And in any case, what I'm saying, Max, is if you guys are putting out all these titles and you think you could be on a semi-regular schedule, you should just approach Diamond because, I saw Dren in there, and I think we'll probably see more indie Kickstarter people going with Diamond because, they're losing DC or DC, Marvel, and now Dark Horse. Like, they'll want to fill that up with other publishers.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
you got to
it's more
remember they
product.
haven't lost Marvel. I mean, that's the one thing. Marvel has their own catalog through previews, and you can still get the Marvel book. The difference is if you go direct with Marvel, you don't have to pay shipping. If you go through Diamond, you have to pay the shipping. But as a retailer, it goes against, your minimum order. I mean, your minimum order for the month.
Yeah, right. So
when you look at it, you take Marvel away, you got to order a crap load of indie books to make that minimum.
Yeah, right.
Which I love indies. Don't get me wrong. I love supporting them, but there's only a handful of people that really, still buy them. I mean, I have a certain customers that really go for them, but I still got 80% of my guys doing Marvel.
I know it's not like it was in the '90s where the majority of people bought indie books, or you bought just as many indies as you did Marvel and DC. I don't know how to bring that back. Like, I wish there was that kind of energy and excitement because, Faust would sell 40,000, Cry for Dawn would sell 20 and 30,000.
Yeah,
it was like just a different time.
Well, when you look in there, it's a mess anymore. It's like I hadn't been reading comics for several years. I kind of stepped away after collecting since I was like 5.
Right.
And I've recently, picked up the Diamond, and I'm like, "Where's Top Cow? Where's Image?" And I'm like, I'm like, is McFarlane so busy making Batman figures that they're not really even putting out books right now?
Yes.
Yes, that is the answer.
Well,
That's it.
Because you've got Walking Dead. That's the biggest thing in the world. It's like the third major, comic book franchise too. But
it's over with now.
It's over with, yeah.
I mean, it's over with. It's like it's really weird to me to pick up a preview and see no Witchblade, no Darkness. I mean, those were staples in the ~90s and the early 2000s. And it's like, how do you have a character like Witchblade not even being represented by at least a bi-monthly comic?
Yeah,
it blows me away.
Yeah, that's a good question. But don't you think stuff goes away and there has to be a new blood that comes with it? And as publishers, we rely on new retailers to, order the books and at least put them in front of, the customers. But yeah, maybe your clientele, your customers just don't, your clientele, maybe they just don't go for that stuff.
Well, and some do. I have some, that, go for, go for the indies. I mean, a lot of it is, the Vampirella, the Lady Death, the Lady Hell. I mean, they put they're banking on those covers right now. It's like every single issue's got like 5 covers that you can get and a cosplay cover.
It's a little crazy. Too many covers. What about Zenoscope? Do you sell a lot of those?
I do all right, not like I used to. Back in the day, I guess it was 6 years ago, 6 years ago. Like, I did a lot with Image. I did a lot with Zenoscope. And actually, GG Studios. I had a couple of years at GG Studios. I sold a crap load in my store.
What was?
And they're not.
What was GG?
It's GG Studios. They were their own publishing company. They did the one. They did. Their artwork was beautiful. I mean, check it out if you can go back and find them. Some of their artwork was just crazy. Almost, some of it was almost like Rio style. They had one that was Rio de Janeiro, I think is how you pronounce it, but it was a kind of a futuristic world where they had these different theme brothels. So you had a Western and you had like an Oriental, and it was like the whole city and how they worked around these theme brothels.
So you think they just went out of business?
Oh yeah, they went out of business. It's just, but it's like Top Cow. It's like, what, how did that just disappear?
Are they an Italian company?
GG Studios? I don't think so.
Yeah, they had Route des Messines Rogues.
Oh yeah, that was it.
I see. Yeah, you're saying this stuff sold really well. Yeah, it's like sexy bad girl stuff. I see what you're saying. This sold really well.
Oh, it sold real well in my store. Just the artwork.
I get it. I mean,
they had a book called Gore that was very like Sherlock Holmes-ish type deal.
I remember.
It's almost like Sherlock Holmes going after fetish cases.
Really?
Yeah,
Sherlock
it was
Holmes
really
gets
cool.
you.
Amazing.
It wasn't Sherlock Holmes, but the main character you could tell was derived from.
Actually, and this
Yeah.
has nudity. This has like are almost. You know what? They do nudity in a way that they actually hide. They hide the parts. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I was a big fan of it in the time.
Almost nudity.
It was almost kind of like a lot of like the one issue. It was very Michael Turner. You know, all the girls needed sandwiches.
Oh, you got hit again.
Am I a boomer? Huh? Am I a boomer? Huh? Boom! How about that? Am I a boomer? Boom!
Boom, boom.
like you saw Merc magazine. I know that was a Kickstarter book, and it recently came to the comic shop.
Yeah, Merc Magazine's pretty good. I've read a few of them. I back them on a Kickstarter when I see them.
I was staring at it all weekend in New York. I had Jimmy Tyndall was across from me.
I see this.
So speaking of other works, Frank, you're in between things right now, but you're pretty busy, eh?
Yeah, I'm still doing a lot of like commercial stuff. The last thing I worked on was I worked on She-Hulk. I did a couple of episodes of that. I storyboarded on The Nun 2, which they're shooting right now, and another Netflix horror thing that they haven't announced yet. But mainly trying. I got a Kickstarter that I'm going to launch soon. It's just a holding page right now. But yeah, I'm just going to try to finish that and just try to do more comics. Whenever I have downtime, I'm always trying to do my own stuff,
Yeah, don't you have something coming up, Frank?
Yeah, it's Vampire Macabre, Fearless Dawn book by Steve Mannion, and a Vampires, which is kind of like vintage pre-code reprints and stuff. And we're shipping all that stuff to Diamond, but we're just going to kind of lob everything together and do a Kickstarter to raise money for that, and then throw in some new stickers and some enamel pins. Like whenever I do Kickstarters, I try to just fund 3 or 4 books and all this extra stuff because it takes so long to fulfill it. I might as well just throw everything in there. And plus, now the Kickstarter allows you to be in fulfillment and then launch another campaign.
Yep.
That's cool because they never let us do that before.
Yep.
Now that I did 4, because you need to do 4 before you can do that.
Yep.
Now I don't have to do 4 books. Now I could do 2 books, be in fulfillment, launch another book. And I think you can have up to 4 campaigns.
Yep, you can have up to 4 campaigns going at once.
So that's cool.
Because I got my personal account has it, but we made for this project here and most future projects. Once we get 4 books, it'll be this Atrocity Press account that we're running things through because I didn't want to run all of our stuff through my personal account.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's
Well, I mean, you had the personal account was, back when you had it all. It was just Mac
personal.
DeVille.
Yeah,
It was personal.
It was personal.
Now you were crazy enough to try to get somebody else, to help you with all this crazy
Hey,
nightmare.
that crazy is a 2-way street, sir. You signed up to be with this guy.
You knew what?
No. I gotta tell you,
Not only did you sign up, you gave me money.
I paid him to do this crazy shit.
Jesus
That's a
Christ.
whole different level.
Wow. We need to get Johnny drug tested immediately.
I do not do drugs. I really never have. I just drink
Are you positive?
completely heavily.
Are you positive?
That's fair. That's fair, sir. That's
Johnny,
very
That's your
fair.
problem.
Johnny, are you
problem.
positive?
Yeah.
Okay. Cocaine, marijuana.
Oh no,
All right.
none of that.
Thank you.
Are
Back
you-
to you.
Are you offering?
No. That was Tim back.
Tim Ingram, yes.
Hey, Chris, you and Phil got something going on at some point too, don't you? Aren't you guys working
We've
together?
always got projects going.
Besides
back and
trying to
forth.
stalk me out at Renfest.
That too, yeah. 2 people from 2 different states. Is that Johnny? I think that's Johnny.
Yeah, I freaking get home one day and I get a text, from Phil, and he's like, "Are you out at the Renfest today?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm in Kansas City. What's going on?" And he's like, I heard you're at the Ren Fest. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting creeped out here. And he's like, no, my buddy Chris. And I'm like, oh, crap. I didn't even realize that Chris is Ren Fest is your Chris.
I'm just going to start sending random messages to you, Johnny.
Yeah, that's it.
Just sorry.
Afternoon, I'm saying, hey, Johnny,
They have
turn
plenty
around.
of stuff on
Who's
the
that,
back burners, like what Necronaut and
Necronaut was there.
Halloween Safety.
Halloween
Johnny,
Safety.
get your med.
Halloween Safety is probably, that's just like a short, but it's something that just needs like one more page.
The Johnny Get Your Mech sounds pretty good though. From everything Phil, all the stuff Phil's told me about everything, the Johnny Get Your Mech sounds pretty badass.
I mean, just from what I've seen, like the stuff that the art Greg has done too. I mean, it looks like. I know he was kind of a little apprehensive because he's like, okay, so they're mechs, but they're also like old muscle cars, like old T-birds. Like, yeah. What's that look like? Can you draw this for me?
Think of a mech and a shiny 57 Chevy and jam them together, man.
Yeah. But when you showed me like the art of the Wolfman, of like the Wolfman Jack, like animal hybrid thing, it's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you got this, Greg.
So what are we at? 11 still?
11, yep. At 11 with 323, so we're chucking light along.
Off and running.
We're doing good.
And running. I dig
so, it's almost 9 o'clock, so we'll go through this campaign one more time real quick, and then we'll put it into this stream here, and then if we all want to stream off air for a while, or maybe come back on and do some more live stuff. I know people got things to do, so I don't want to keep everybody too long.
Well, we're here for a while,
hours.
man. I think some of us are.
Why are you speaking for people, Phil? Why are you speaking for people?
I mean, if you want to stay, you can stay. That's no problem. You gotta go. You gotta go.
No, I was just fucking with Phil.
Yeah, but the girls go out for their night on the town. They go to the club, have their nice dance time, have a nice doof music going on, having a wonderful time. Even the DJ's drinking, and you know it's a good day when the DJ's
Got some
drinking.
drink. Right. The kids call it these days.
No, they don't.
The girl gets knocked into, gets her drink broken, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me get you a new one." Takes them up to the VIP area, where the girls are drugged and taken off into the night.
They got Cosby'd, man.
Yep, they certainly did.
It looks really good, dude. The faces on the girls are really good. Who's the artist?
Yeah, Mateus Duarte. His art has improved so much over the last year and a half because he did Neo Tokyo for us. And okay, excuse me, you don't say it's improved. You say he has evolved.
He has. Look, I was a fan of that Neo Tokyo book. I was really, when you first started talking about it, I was really excited for it. Like I was really excited for it, and I adored his art, especially his facial expressions and the way he was able to convey them and stuff. And then when you showed me Human Hunters, the first one, I was like, yeah, this is Mateus. I'm like, oh, that sounds like the same name as the guy who did Neo Tokyo. You're like, it is, and I'm like, oh my God, he is absolutely leveled up big time.
Well,
and
one of the
awesome.
things we do at Atrocity Press is we have this thing called the AIP, which is the Artist Improvement Program. And if you're having issues with your anatomy, we'll send you to an anatomy class. If you're having issues with your line work, we've got to deal with the Rishuno studio, so we'll send you to their line classes, or we'll send them to their color classes. And every year we have the director Alzir Alves, and he comes in to all of our artists and all of our colorists, and he takes a look at their portfolio and just rips it apart.
He says, "Where's your organs?"
Or give compliments.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's good though. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
No, I love Mateus. His artwork is so cool.
That's good. How many issues is this going to be? Like a 4-issue miniseries?
No, what it actually is
5.
Human Hunters is 5 issues for the story arc,
Uh-huh.
and we're starting the next story arc next month. The one thing about Mary Machine Gun, Ninja Bimbos, and Human Hunters is they're ongoing titles. So next year, I know we've said it, but we'll stress it out again. Human Hunters 3 is already scheduled for next February. Mary Machine Gun 4 is scheduled for January. We are looking at putting out a new book every single month in 2023.
That's
Yep.
you and Matt are Atrocity Press, or like all you guys Atrocity?
Just
Me and Max.
Me and Johnny.
Me and Max both own the company. We're co-owners. Max was gracious enough to not only bring me in to give me half of it. I figured that was his way. When something goes wrong, I get to go to jail for the same amount of time he does. But right now, currently, every book we have, we're co-writing. Mary's his baby. Ninjas we share. Hunters is mine. But I mean, it's not really like that. When we sit down and write, it's our book, you know. He comes up with like the general concepts of what he wants for Mary. I come up with the general concepts of Human Hunters. But when we sit down and write, it's a very, I don't know, symbiotic type, you know, work. So we do everything together as far as the writing aspect.
Yeah,
And
the writing goes along quick because like
Oh,
we'll write out an
outline.
outline basically of like this is the stuff that happens, and then our outlines are so detailed that really we just have to go in, put in the dialogue and the sound effects, and expand a little bit on the outline, and the panel's done.
We usually average 3 writing sessions a title, and usually about 2 hours each session, and we'll knock out a book.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. Then we give it like 2-3 weeks and don't talk. We don't even look at it.
Nope.
And then we bring it back in and we read through it again and make sure that it makes sense and isn't stupid.
Are you guys
That's what
doing?
you gotta do is write.
Are you guys doing offset printing or print on demand for these books?
Right now they're print on demand, but if we've talked about Diamond a lot, and we've actually, Mary Machine Gun 1, we were going to do some edits on the book to where it wouldn't be mature audiences, and then we were going to do an offset run and go through Diamond.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good idea because if you don't make it mature, you will get more retailers to order it, right, Mateus? I mean, more retailers will take an interest and put the book on the shelves if it's not mature. And then you could always have when people buy the book, if they want to get the mature readers, they could always go to your website. You could charge a little.
Get it from the Kickstarter. That's what we.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because we launch everything. What we've been doing is doing everything at the Kickstarter. We order extra, and I'm starting to hit all our local stores that are carrying them. I carry them, of course, in my store.
Right.
And we did our first convention. What was it, last month?
Yep.
Well, we're planning on hitting several conventions this year.
What's your print run with the print on demand?
Usually it's about 400 or 500 copies.
I mean, dudes, if you guys are doing 500 copies, the cost of that, if you guys just bit the bullet and paid and printed 2,000, it would probably cost you the same amount of money.
Yeah, but we wouldn't get as many covers. See, that's the thing. Is a lot of the Bad Girl comic ecosystem is built on just a lot of it's art collection.
Yeah, variant covers.
People collecting variant covers.
They do have a lot of variant covers.
Yeah, because I think right now I think we're looking at trying to get it more standard. We're what are we doing? 8 regular and 2 non-safes now.
So you guys are like 10 covers, so like, what is it?
Yeah,
50 of each or something like that.
But if we did an offset run and went through Diamond, we would just do standard cover A, and that's all we would do.
Suggest doing at least 2 and maybe a sketch cover because you get more orders with 2 covers, and a lot of people do it. But don't do like 8 covers through Diamond; it's just too many. But a lot of people
because what was it? Niobe, he put in 2 covers?
Yeah, right.
I believe. Because that is the thing I've noticed that's a big change from like 5 years ago, previews in Diamond to today. I mean, even when you go to your Marvel book, it used to be you bought your Marvel book, and then if you bought 10, you get a retailer cover. If you
Right.
bought 25, you get a rarer retailer cover. Where
Right.
today, they got like 6 or 7 variants. So you don't have to buy anything. That's what you order. Which cover do you like best? So even Marvel's changed their game plan.
Right.
And that's a selling point too. You'll advertise like 5 different variants, get your very A, B, or C, and
Yeah, all the inside's the same. You're just getting a different cover.
yeah.
We're doing
which is
another
fine.
3 to 500 orders when we offer a sketch cover, and those don't really cost you anything. And people love those. They love to draw on them or bring them to a convention and get an artist. So if
Yep.
you add that in there,
Well, I think that what hurts us with the sketch is most of our artists are out of state. I mean, they're all in Brazil. So it's like when I'm not out of state, out of country. Sorry, they're out of country. So I mean, like when you go to, it's like when you go to our table at a convention, you're going to get me and Max, and I can draw. You don't want my drawings.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
people might want to go to their favorite artist at the convention and get Mary Machine Gun by that guy. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be-
oh well, granted, yeah.
or
Look,
they want to draw on it themselves. They want to do their own sketch.
Get it by
cover.
Pete Vasquez.
I'm gonna. Yeah, thank you. I was
Is
you
it-
read my
am I
mind.
here-
I actually gave yeah. I've actually Sam did that for his book for Reign of Ages. I've been screaming at you, Max, to do sketch covers because as the freelance artist, as an artist, I love putting the regular copy of the book on my table. And then going, yeah, I'm not the artist, but here I got this blank sketch cover.
We did a sketch cover for
I
What
missed
was
For
it.
Ninja
shit.
Bimbos.
Ninja Bimbos. Yeah.
I missed it then. I missed it. Shit, that's my bad.
Yeah, Pete,
it's
you didn't
so-
even back it. What's wrong with
backed
you?
Because
We
Mariah
got it
Bennett,
just for you, and you ignored us.
because Mariah Bennett made a cover.
Oh,
I
well, then,
collect Mariah-
and now you know why we're not doing sketch covers and more Mariah Bennis.
Yeah, well, duh, it makes sense because she got to get paid too. But I've done at least 4 different Reign of Ages sketch covers now for people. It's crazy.
Right.
I
Hey,
did a
Max,
really
did you, not to interrupt, but did you mean for that page to stop right where you stopped it? I'm just kind of
It's
curious.
perfect. It's perfect.
It was just it was a subconscious thing.
Good for
I
you.
know, that's freaking bloody brilliant. That's awesome.
And everybody wants a heavy metal style cover for the Reign of Ages stuff that I've been doing. It's crazy.
Because heavy
Yeah, I've
metal
got-
rocks.
I do like that I read the new 47 and I read the new Rain. I did like both those, Sam. Those are pretty dope.
I haven't
How'd you
read
like
the
it?
new Rain yet. I'm still getting there. Well, I'm probably gonna read it tonight after I get ready to go to bed.
I'm glad you guys are liking it.
Now that I
Rain-
have a lamp in my room.
Rain
Oh,
Rain-
You know what? 47, I read like I did when I was a kid. I go through the entire thing without reading the script
Mhm.
and the dialogue. I just look at the pictures and then I go back and read it. It's like, okay. Because just the artwork in that tells the story. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Alexia
That's
as a sequential artist is.
I always-
amazing,
I always think that's kind of important. Even it's the same with animation. Without even any dialogue or anything, I feel you should be able to get a good idea of what's going on just through the images alone.
Yeah, that's so important, especially the visual.
Unless
looking-
you have a lot, unless the artwork is just, beautiful and you don't care what's going on.
I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys think when Tibby gets done. That's gonna be interesting. That interior art's gonna be done by Damian Dimitri Torres, who is
Okay.
the guy who did the cover,
Mhm.
and he's also the gentleman who did the Reign of Ages pinups.
Looks
Yeah, that'll be good stuff.
cool. Yeah, it looks real cool.
So his
I
line
like
art,
Tibby cover
really
looks
do.
really cool, man.
his line art. That's the original.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good.
We're actually going to make that available on the Indiegogo campaign. So we'll see if anyone who wants to grab that.
Speaking of cover artists, for coming up for Mary Machine Gun 4, we actually have Alexia Veldhausen coming on to do a cover for Mary Machine Gun 4. We've got John Royal coming on to do a cover for number 4.
Good choice.
Colors by Ula Moss.
Yep.
So That'll be a ringer cover for sure.
Yeah,
People
well,
will definitely.
Did you
We'll
buy
definitely
the
find
the
out.
original from Alexia too?
No, I haven't decided yet because I haven't seen it.
I want to tell you something. I mean, I know you've seen this before, but this is the first cover that she ever did for me. It was the first one she ever had published. That's the original.
Yeah. I know she
Oh,
does
wow.
good stuff. I just haven't seen it yet, so I don't typically spend a whole bunch of hundreds of dollars before I see something.
That's a nice picture there, Sam. What's your address again?
It's it's actually on the invoice I sent you.
Yeah, no.
bro, you don't want to roll up on Sam. You really don't.
Oh no, I know.
You really don't.
He might catch me when I'm sleeping, and then he gets to deal with my neighbors.
You showing off that Tibby cover yet, Sam?
I sent it to I did send it to Max. Max, you want if once you guys
Yeah,
like,
sure.
going through the
Go
campaign, let's
Going through
That
the
cover
campaign.
is cool. I
Yeah,
dig
let's
that
finish
cover.
Probably let him
Go.
get through the campaign though.
that's what I'm saying. Finish the campaign first.
Alrighty.
I forgot we're in the middle of it, but yeah, this is
sounds good.
the cover for Tibby and the Time Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms.
Love that. Who's that artist?
Damian Dimitri Torres,
Nice.
Great, man.
and this is his line
That's
art,
good,
his
yeah.
colors, the whole nine.
So where did the name Tibby come from?
I was having a dream. I was sleeping, and my dad had been having a conversation with me about going on spirit quests and doing peyote. And I got the phone with my dad, and I sat down. And I'd been up for like 3 days doing Kickstarter stuff. And I nodded off. I woke up real quick and wrote this title down, and then I did an outline the next day. And now I'm revising the script to get it to 24 pages for the first issue, and going to put it in front of Alexia to do the edits. And then we're going to I'll be talking to Damien tomorrow to figure out what our production timeline looks like.
Sam went to the desert and had a vision, man.
No,
Vision
I actually didn't go on the Vision Quest. That's my dad's thing. I work for the courts. I can't get away with that.
Yeah.
I'd have to file a religious exemption, and I don't have a tribal ID yet. So,
Well, that's right. You can only do drugs if you're a politician.
which I'm not. So,
When did I run for office then?
That hasn't stopped a lot of
Congratulations,
people.
Foundation.
but yeah, I mean that's what we're doing with Tibby, and then we've got we're releasing a comic for a VTuber in August, and then we'll also have, of course, Necroholic by Brian Lee. 47 Furious Tales issue 4 is I'm redoing a little bit of the script before I send it back to Alexia. And then Reign of Ages issue 3 is actually going to be 40 pages because we're basically combining some of the elements that we're going to go into issue 4 and then move those elements that we're leading in issue 4 into the next story arc. And we're just going to make those in issue 4 and make a little bigger book. But we'll do 1, 2, we'll have 3, and then probably in April or May, we'll do the trade. And then we'll shop that around because I'll be working on other Kickstarter stuff for not quite a issue a month, I don't think, but pretty darn close.
Can't get it there, Sam?
Well, I got 2 RPG books in the mix too.
Ah,
so
yeah.
maybe 3 plus.
I forgot that you do that too.
Yeah, you gotta get the D&D stuff out there.
You produce games too?
Yeah, I do a lot of writing for the open game license for 5e for D&D. So I write the Tarot Adventure series. I wrote Whispers of Persephone, which is probably one of the things I'm most notorious for. The Steel Road, which is probably one of my other most infamous titles. And then just a lot of little stuff, adventure modules, the Sinopa Omnibus, creature and character stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, we
Fun
got
titles.
Come up with creatures, the storyline, the dungeon. You draw out the dungeons and stuff like that.
I don't draw anything. I have a really good excuse, but it's inauthentic. I got stabbed in the hand years ago.
Wow.
But the truth is, I couldn't draw before then. But it's a really good excuse now, But
I used to love playing D&D. I played in the 80s, and I was a player and a DM, and we made dungeons and shit. It was pretty fun.
I didn't really have anyone to play with in the 80s. I was fighting competitively in the 80s. That's where my weekends went for like 5 years. And then I went to college, and I met this girl, and she wouldn't go out with me unless I joined her D&D group.
No shit.
and that's literally how I started playing D&D because I met this really hot, really funny fencer girl who was a badass with a sword, and she wasn't much for boxing or mixed martial arts, but she was a hell of a fencer.
That's cool.
And so we had a lot in common.
Wait,
And
we
of
got
course,
a few.
of course,
Go
I
ahead.
fucked that relationship up myself. That was, the stupidity of youth.
That was Sam. Sam pulling some WS Quentin shit there.
I'm gonna say we got a few DMs in the room tonight, man.
Yeah, I've DM'd for 27 years.
You
I can
DM?
count. I can count how many times I've played the game on one hand.
Let's see, Johnny, you DM?
Oh yeah, I DM. The biggest thing I did is, God, I played Vampire and was storyteller for that for like a decade in itself.
Sam does. Chris does.
Now, Johnny, you also run a dungeon, don't you?
Oh, pardon?
Don't you also run a dungeon?
We don't
No.
talk about
What
that.
kind of
S&M
dungeon?
Oh, okay. I thought you had a leather club too, don't you?
No, thanks.
There
No.
is a leather club
That's
in
called
Kansas City.
Renfest.
Yeah.
There's a leather club in Kansas City called
Yeah.
Club 9.
Yeah, isn't that
Is it
Johnny?
really? I didn't even know that.
I guess it's
Are you
not Johnny's.
serious?
Leave
a
it to
private club.
Max.
I stand corrected.
It's a private
Crap,
club.
I didn't even know that.
Yep, it's a
I'm sorry,
private
Johnny. I
club.
thought that was yours, man.
Chris is
No,
like,
I
where?
actually know.
Where?
I got the comic shop, and then when I'm not here, I do charity where I work for Play to Beat Brain Cancer, so that's where I'm always out at Renfest with Chris.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'm doing the comic stuff with Max. So, I'm like you, Sam. We don't sleep.
I feel you. Although I am going to sleep tonight. I've been sleeping a lot this week, so I guess I'm getting old.
You're getting caught up, is all, man.
I'm getting caught up maybe for the last 3 years, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
But this month
Eventually
this
just
month
got
is a big month because this month I will fulfill my 21st successful crowdfunding campaign.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Killer.
That's
Nice.
Congrats, man.
Congratulations.
Not bad
Yeah.
since I started in June of 2017.
Yeah, totally.
Um,
Yeah, I've not done that many campaigns at all. That's a lot
you'll
of
pass me
campaigns.
next year. I think you'll pass me next year. We'll be close though until like October.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll be doing 12 next year.
Well, actually, we do 11 because we don't do anything in December.
I'm actually thinking about
Granted.
doing because we're gonna do Dungeons and Dames in the summer next year. Because I should be posting that up in the work group next weekend.
What's the theme? Beach volleyball?
It's a anime beach vacation beach volleyball thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I can't wait for the new one. I'm excited for that to come in.
Yeah.
Don't be. He
Um,
wants me to do something on it.
I do want you to do something on it.
Nobody buys anything that I do.
Oh, don't say that. I'm pretty good about selling stuff. Hell, I sold books to Johnny. You can do that.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not.
You
I don't know if
should.
it was.
You should. You're a suave businessman. You make careful decisions.
So,
Yeah, if you guys, I don't know if you guys have Amazon. There are two cool D&D kind of documentaries on there. One was a documentary about the art of Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
and if you read
Oh,
all
I
yeah.
watched that one.
that was cool.
Actually,
Yeah.
my friend's mom is in it.
Oh, really? That was pretty cool. And then it suggested the
yeah.
Vampire the Masquerade documentary, and that was real interesting too. How they came up with that.
oh, I haven't
That's
watched
cool.
that one yet. I got to watch that. What's that on Amazon?
I think yeah,
Yeah,
it's on Amazon too. I forget what it's called.
Yeah,
but-
because I went through a phase where we did the live action vampire. I was
Oh,
probably doing two campaigns a week of
Wow.
that. It was crazy.
Yeah, we're just talking about D&D art. Elmore, was it?
Yeah, Larry Elmore.
Larry Elmore.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Larry
Yeah.
lives just up the street from me, up not the street, up the highway from me. He lives in Louisville. Right
Oh,
south
he's one of my
Louisville.
favorites. I love his work. He did all the Dragonlance stuff.
Dragonlance.
'Cause I loved all the Dragonlance
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he also did the a lot of art for
2E.
Shadowrun for the Shadowrun
Oh.
covers.
Right. Well, he
And,
did all the stuff with Margaret
Covers, yeah, yeah.
Weiss and Tracy Hickman because
Yes.
I think he even did some of the Deathgate. I mean, was it the Dark Sword?
he
did.
I don't.
Was he Dark Sword?
Dark,
Dark,
Now I got to try to
Dark Sword,
remember.
It was Dark Sun, which
Yeah,
might be
Dark
different,
Sun.
though.
But I don't think
Dark
he did. I don't-
Sun is
Yeah.
is a whole
No,
different
Legacy
world.
of the Dark Sword was Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman.
Oh, that one. I don't
Yeah.
know if he was still doing covers. for
I can't remember if he did covers for that or not.
But I know. I've asked him about his availability. He said, "No, I'm retired from doing stuff." But I do have one project that I'm hoping I can convince him to say yes to, but we'll see how
Yeah.
that goes.
Gonna do some RPG art.
And I'm sorry I'm not disclosing that.
Yeah,
John.
that was Larry Elmore. He did all the Dark Sword stuff.
Uh-huh.
Did he?
Damn, my mic cut out. I was gonna say, you gonna do any RPG art, Frank?
Me, I mean, I would love to come up with a game. I have a friend that wrote a whole dungeon. He was trying to pitch it to either D&D or what's that other one? The one that the spin-off from D&D.
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, right?
Yeah, I would.
It's going to be hard to get into D&D now because now the Wizard of the Coast is owned by basically Hasbro, and Disney's got their hands all over Hasbro.
Here's
it's going to
the
be
thing.
rough.
With the open game license, you really don't need to pitch it to anyone. All you need to do is just release it under the OGL. Make sure you're not trespassing on the proprietary creatures or the proprietary spells and stuff. Just stick to the OGL. There's a whole thing online, official thing online that tells you what you can do and what you can't. Create your homebrew stuff and commission your artists, and you can make some really, really cool shit. There was actually this one fellow, he was kickstarting stuff for like 6 years, and unfortunately he got COVID and didn't survive. But he had it was kind of weird because he did an update on his campaign. He was really, really sick. He said he was going into the hospital because he was going to get a breathing treatment, but was announcing he had just shipped the last of his stuff, and then the next update was his wife reporting that he had died at the hospital.
Damn.
So, but I mean, he had done some fantastic work for years on Kickstarter. You're talking $20,000-$30,000 campaigns, really, really nice, high quality stuff, and always getting it out on time. The dude was a machine. But
I walked away. Was that the open license D&D stuff?
Yeah, the open game license stuff.
So you don't need to get that approved. You could just do it, and put it out.
Just do it.
Yep.
And you
a bunch of games
anything you create, you would own in that campaign.
Except for the stuff that's out of the open game license.
Right.
But you own, like, I own the trademark on the Tarot Adventures. The Tarot Adventures is its own setting, its own characters. There are some unique classes for that are homebrewed, like the Rochelle and Rochelin that we see in Reign of Ages, stuff like that. Probably Whispers of Persephone is a better example because that's a source book that goes into a variant type of necromancy that deals a lot on ritual sacrifice and arcane magic through processes that are laid out in this cult-like fashion. It has a lot of occult symbology in it from like the early Renaissance period. There's a lot of.
And you hired an artist to do all the stuff?
I did, yeah. That was done by Christian Martinez.
Okay. And then did you, like, I assume you did it through Kickstarter. Did you also get like distribution through like a gaming distributor?
I own Sonoma Publishing. I distribute directly to shops myself. We're only in 39 stores directly, but then we're also on Drive-Thru RPG.
Oh right.
And so I mean, it's a real Drive-Thru RPG is actually a really nice venue.
You're right.
The key thing is for me, as I'm not on an exclusive deal with them. You can be, just like you can be with Amazon or whatever. But just like with Amazon and all the others, it's only like a 5% difference. So there's really no reason, in my opinion, to be exclusive with any one of them. The only problem I've had selling my books is on Facebook stores, because every time I put my books up on Facebook, they copyright strike me, and I own the copyrights. So I have to send them the copyright documentation. It takes them about 3 months, and then they unlock my store. My stuff goes live, and then they copyright strike me again. I've been doing this back and forth for 2 years with Facebook.
They've had a bad habit of that, man.
Yeah. It's been terrible.
Like I said, they tagged one of my last videos, and I had my band's own original music on there, and they struck me for it.
The bots can't register what the copyright is on some things like that. They just can't. You'll get back to it, but if you really look at the strike, it's like Belarus, North Korea, Zimbabwe, and shit like that. They don't.
Well, Johnny's got to take off because it's getting late for him. Let me go ahead and hook him up.
Am I a boomer? Huh? Am I a boomer? Huh? Boom! How about that? Am I a boomer? Boom!
Boom, boom.
I do want to say a real quick thank you to Alex, who ordered 3 books for me while we were on the stream. Thanks a lot,
Sweet.
man. Your stuff is going out in the morning.
All right. There's
Sam,
Sam doing his on-stream packaging and servicing.
Been a while since we've done that.
Yeah.
Gonna have to do that with the Patreon. So, and the Patreon, the Indiegogo campaign. That's gonna be
When
important.
you gonna start your Indiegogo?
Probably November 1st or 2nd.
Okay.
I want to take and go through, and I'm gonna get a buddy of mine to come up with a good camera, and we're gonna take some photos of some stuff, shoot some actual decent video, and I'm working on putting together basically a actual add-on list that I can just bounce back and forth between the 2 platforms.
You need a big fireplace with a chair and your smoking jacket and a pipe, and then the camera pans around. You're like, oh, hello.
Good
I'm
evening.
I'm Samuel Quinton.
Samuel S. Quinton.
Good evening.
Uh,
You can call me Sam, unless you're Larry, and you call me Sir Bitcoin Assassin. It's always Sir. It's gonna have to become the 2 Bitcoin Assassin too soon because Bitcoin's down so much.
I know.
Yeah.
now, of course,
Alrighty, guys, I'm going to bail out here. I do want to thank everyone supporting Human Hunters. Chris, thank you for showing up because I was giving you so much
Yeah,
shit
no
this
problem.
weekend about it.
I'll get to your shop sooner or later, I swear, too.
Yeah, right.
Now, when you're there, pick up the Atrocity Press books that are on the shelf, and look for the Snowfall Publishing books that are on the shelf.
We've got
I like how he stopped for a minute. He almost plugged his own first.
I really did. I almost plugged
Yeah,
my own
that's
first.
awesome.
I got caught. I almost did.
List, and it's like, okay, what do you want?
We've got an Atrocity Press spinner rack. I made
Ooh.
sure to get a spinner rack.
I'll
Johnny-
tell you.
Johnny's like, hey man, look, Diamond's got spinner racks. I'm like, how much are they? And he's like, a couple $100. And I was like, fucking buy it.
I built my own spinner rack.
Johnny, it's always a pleasure, man.
Cool. We'll see you guys.
Bye, bro.
Later, Johnny.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers, Johnny.
I'll be seeing it. I'll give you my review on the next stream.
And then
Sick.
after that, Gross Point Blank.
Oh, I've
Wow.
seen that 100 times, man.
I love
That's
that movie.
that's
Oh, yeah, it's a
genius there.
classic series, yeah.
That and High Fidelity.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you guys.
That's good.
Later.
Peace.
See ya.
Yeah. Yeah.
We lost Frank. Frank must have
Yeah.
thought that we're going.
Yeah, I thought
We
the
lost
stream
Frank.
was over. That's all right. We can keep going for a bit.
So
I
when you
got
getting the
nothing to do.
spinner racks out at Renfest, Chris?
Look. I mean, we've
Can we
got
get a look
comic
at that?
folks, obviously. We've talked about like having a little Comic-Con on like our Heroes and Villains weekend. Like I told our director, like, you know how many comic folks are in Kansas City? Like you could just go up the streets, like, hey, that's where Jason Aaron lives.
Yeah, there's
It's
a
like,
lot
look.
of comic book
Dennis
creators in that area.
Is
Yeah, I mean,
William is Freddie Williams still out in the area?
I think he's moved away. I mean, he does so much with like Red Letter Media now. He's probably up north
Yeah.
somewhere, but he just shows up for all the cons and stuff too.
Yeah, we got Rick Stacy, and he's in town.
Rick Stacy, yeah. Colin Bunn is. I'm not sure if he's actually in like the greater Kansas City area, but I know he's at least in Missouri.
Missouri's close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get
It's
anywhere
like
in a day.
Kansas. At least in Missouri, it's kind of spread out. It's not like Kansas where everything's just in like one little corner. And then
It's
like,
all on a
little bit of
line.
Topeka.
It's all on
Yeah.
an I-70 line until you get about to Miami or to Manhattan, and then it just stops.
Yeah.
Until you
Then
get
it
to
just
Denver.
turns into Mad Max.
Until you get
I
to Denver.
said you just turns into Fury Road. But yeah, whenever Planet Comic Con comes around too, there's a pretty good mix of like local folks and like local folks and established creators too. I mean, it's that pretty nice mix where you've got the folks. If you want to see like the guy who writes Avengers, you can. But if you want to see somebody who's probably doing something a little bit cooler, more creative, that might not get the exposure they deserve. I mean, they're in the area too. That's actually where Johnny and I first had like a real in-person conversation, where Maxwell comes over to the Renfest table, and Johnny's like, "Do you know who I am? We spoke on the phone." I was like, "Hey Johnny, I'm half asleep. It's day 3 of a 3-day con. Nice to meet you."
Do you know who I am? Do you know who? You have any idea who I am?
You know who I am.
I got people.
It's like, obviously,
Oh,
I run
watch
this
out.
place.
Kansas City Mafia. Watch out.
This is
No,
the
no.
cover. This is the
It's not
cover
the
I will be.
Mafia.
I will be purchasing for myself. I will be purchasing this one.
Gotcha.
I love the little pals over the naughty bits.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. Well, usually I put devil heads, the Atrocity Press devil heads, but I couldn't find the devil head on my computer,
Right.
so I was like, yeah, let's find a Pow or Biff or something old school.
Here, we can fix that there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Too bad you can't download anything back down away from StreamYards.
Right?
Mm.
I don't know what that music is. It's not me.
It's my phone.
Okay, cool.
My little kid's calling me.
Now, Max, I'm going to tell you congratulations on a nice, solid launch tonight.
Thank you. Wish this thing would shut up.
Yeah.
I am going to go call it a night, though, because I've been going pretty hard for the last 30 hours or so.
We can end the stream now. That's fine. It's all good. We had a killer launch. Nice sneaky launch. We got 11 backers with $323. We still got 29 days to go, so we will be pushing this.
I'm thinking you're going to hit 300 backers this time.
I really hope so.
11 for a sneaky launch. Not in what, an hour and a half? Not
and
bad.
on a different account.
Yeah, completely different account too.
And see, I'll tell you, just post the link up on the previous Kickstarter campaigns.
Yep, that's tomorrow.
I'll go ahead and put it when I put the update out for Dungeons and Dames. Because you remember when I was having trouble, I couldn't get those updates to publish.
Yeah,
they still didn't.
Wow.
Now that's a question.
I've got 2 updates that never published, and I mean I tried. So
Sam,
I think there was something going on in my browser.
Sam, are you gonna take Dungeons and Dames over to Indiegogo too next, or
no?
Just doing a Kickstarter
I'm
run.
just gonna do the Kickstarter on it. Because we'll do the Kickstarter on it, and then once we get that project all put to bed and put it live for distribution online, everyone's royalties will be set automatically. So I'm gonna have to go back and get everyone's drive-through RPG account emails so that we know which ones to link them to.
Yeah.
All right. So Pete, tell them
Yes, sir.
people where they can find you and what they can do or what you can do for them. And
I got a new one of these.
all
Ladies
right.
and gentlemen, what's going on? My name is Pete Vasquez. I'm a freelance artist. I'm one half of the Long Island art studio, Fat Guy Inc. We just we're still recovering from a busy 4 days at New York Comic Con. But if you need me for anything, be a drawing a cover for your book, sequences for your book, inks, colors, whatever for your book, or if you just want portrait, a commission, a drawing, anything, I'm your guy. I'm here for you. Here you can take some of that stuff that I was doing, my chicken duck, all sorts of fun stuff, chubby Pikachu, all sorts of stuff from photorealistic to goddamn Pikachu. I'm your guy. Hit me up. It's real easy to find me. It's Pete11717, PEAT11717. That's on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. Probably most easily reachable and most active on Instagram, but that's changing real soon because we got to get to streaming. We got to stream more.
Oh,
All right, and Sam.
guess who snuck in?
Oh, who's not good?
Fernando Cordero. Fern, what's up, man?
Oh, Fern's up. I see that. What's up, buddy?
Let's see. I am Sam Quinton. I own Sinopa Publishing right here in Frankfort, Kentucky. We produce tabletop role-playing game books as well as indie comic books. You know us from such titles as 47 Furious Tales, the story of the Aiko incident where the 47 Ronin achieved their vengeance, told through anthropomorphic animal characters. Other books such as Reign of Ages, which is badass sword swinging, spell slinging warrior women kicking ass and taking names in a fantasy realm.
I would
and
show you
then-
cover 2, but I got the titty cover, so I can't.
That's a good
Just over
point.
finger
Well,
over like this.
Yeah, you
how about we show that cover for issue
There you
2,
go.
and then that cover for issue 1.
There you go.
And then we will have some really cool covers coming for issue 3. We have an old favorite of ours, Aisha Gul Senev, returning, who, of course, in addition to doing the where did I have it? Oh no, where did I have it? The first cover for the first issue. She also did cover 2, main cover,
Awesome.
which you'll see
Looks
also
awesome.
behind me. Yeah, she did a fantastic job. She's also doing an NSFW cover for us for issue 3, so we're getting double stacked from Aisha. And then we have Necroholic, which is the story of an alcoholic with a little bit of a necromancy problem.
Or a necromancer with an alcohol problem.
Yeah, but she doesn't really think of it as an alcohol problem. She thinks of it more of a necromancy problem. It's the necromancy that gets her in trouble when she gets blackout drunk, animating the zombies and setting them loose on towns and shit. You can't help that. She was just drinking.
I can stop
Yeah.
drinking. Something's always whatever I want.
Yeah, she just doesn't want to stop. And then other titles we have coming 2023, Tibby and the Time Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms, featuring the art of Damian Torres. We also have a art print on that title coming from none other than Sandra Cole and a few other surprise artists that we're not ready to announce yet because they haven't signed their contracts yet. And then Red Claw, the Red King, which is coming in August, which is the origin story of the VTuber Red Claw, his character told in comic book format. And so we are inviting all 2,000 something of his subscribers to come out and support that campaign and help bring that book to life.
Sweet.
And then for D&D, we'll be doing Sinopa Omnibus Volume 3, hopefully Sinopa Omnibus Volume 4 next year, and then also Moonlight and Madmen, a book about werewolves and werewolf hunters for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice.
And that's Sinopa Publishing, people. So you can find it anywhere on any platform. Sinopa, Sinopa.
Yep, we're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I am still not on TikTok, though.
I started a TikTok, but I don't know what to do with it.
Videos.
I know, but I don't know like any I'm like, what did I do? And my son came over and helped me make silly ones.
That's it.
So-
That's
There
how
you
it
go.
starts.
Yeah.
Get the kid to do
Anything
it.
you could do between like 15 seconds and 3 minutes. Just pick like a funny sound effect and go.
Honestly, show off the books. Just no titties though, because then you'll get bombed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick
All
a
right,
trending
Chris.
sound. You like, here's a book I did, and that'll get you far.
Cool. Chris,
So,
Yeah.
what do you do? Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Wheezy Daddy. Well, right now, obviously Renfest coming out. This is our last weekend for the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. I am reviewing The Walking Dead over at Multiversity, the final season, which has been it's been odd.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole Commonwealth storyline is kind of amazing, but it gets super cheesy super fast. They had like a random pro wrestling scene out of nowhere at the end.
Yeah. I forgot about
Um,
that.
Yeah, which was like, yeah, this episode's great, and oh, why are they okay? This is happening. Yeah.
Bonesaw is ready.
I got 3 minutes. I love the fact that Macho Man Randy Savage was in that movie,
Exactly.
and the character, like in the original, like Amazing Fantasy number 15, was named Crusher Hogan. And there's no way Macho Man is playing a character named Hogan.
No, not at all.
They went up with this. Just imagine they went up with the scripts like, "You gotta change that name, brother."
You gotta change that name.
Yeah.
I'm the cream of the crop, and I'm not going down a level.
Cream rise.
Other than that, you got any other writing going on coming up?
Right. Well, no, other than a lot of what I've been doing with you, that we need to. Halloween Safety's coming along. We'll get that finished sooner or later.
Johnny, get your mech.
Johnny, get your mech. If you're in the Kansas City area, hopefully next summer we might be doing something else with Fringe. Just trying to get that settled. Nothing I can really announce to that front. Last summer we actually did King Kirby, the play about Jack Kirby. Did that at the Kansas City Fringe Festival, which was super cool.
I haven't been to Fringe Fest in a couple years. I usually hit the Burlesque Festival.
Yeah, the Nerdless Festival too. I think that's supposed to be coming back sooner or later.
But I haven't. I guess COVID could be excuse for reason why I haven't gone out for the last couple of years. But really, it's just I'm a hermit.
Busy writing comics.
Exactly.
What was the joke that COVID taught us that our normal lifestyle is called quarantine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And Phil, Leon, the Electric Crayon. Can we find you?
Yeah, they can find me for whether it's color work for sequentials or pinups or some page layout stuff like titling or a little bit of editorial work when it comes along. You can find me at Phil Leon over on Facebook or Philman X on most social media, and right in the middle of working on White Devil number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
And that'll be coming along. The kaiju stuff should be coming along for people soon, I would hope. And finishing up a Mary sticker. Yeah, just trying to stay busy. But yeah, you need anything like that, just hit me up on Facebook's the easiest way.
All right. And I am Max DeVille. I am, as I said before at the beginning, I'm the co-owner of Atrocity Press, who put out books such as Human Hunters number 2, which is currently kickstarting on Kickstarter, because it's kickstarting. It's currently crowdfunding on Kickstarter. We also put out books like Mary Machine Gun, Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space, and Neo Tokyo, The Truth is a Virus. So if you want to have anything like that, pick up any of those books or any cool swag, drop by atrocitypress.com. That's atrocitypress.com. Super easy to remember. Our store's right there. We've got all of our information, our updates. We've got our news on there. You can get to all our social media pages from that site. It's basically your hub for Atrocity Press. So just drop by atrocitypress.com and buy some cool hoodies because it's getting chilly outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is, yeah.
All right. And if there's anything else anyone's going to say, or we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Peace out.
Am I a boomer? Huh? Am I a boomer? Huh? Boom!